So, hi everyone, and welcome back to City of Mist weekly demo game. And today we're going to play the third installment, issue number 3, with our crew, who will present themselves in a moment. But I just want to remind everyone, City of Mist is a game of superpowered investigation in a dark and mysterious city, rife with crime, conspiracy, and tidbits of mysticism. We'll get into that very, very soon. But let's remind ourselves of the crew. So um, please. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna have to do it again because the camera was on one of you. It was just, and I'm just going to cut that in
No,
the
don't cut it.
editing.
If you cut it, people will click the link and they'll only see the old one. You just redo the whole thing and then post production, just edit it out. It'll be fine. No one will notice.
That's what I mean. Post production. I'll edit it
Oh,
out.
okay. So this bit I'm talking about now is not gonna be in
I'm just
post
gonna do
production.
it from the top if you don't mind.
Okay.
So, welcome to City of Mist, everyone. We are here playing the third installment of our 3-issue series with the characters who are going to present themselves in a minute. I just want to remind everyone about City of Mist. It's a game of superpowered investigation in a dark and mysterious city rife with conspiracy, crime, and bits of mysticism. So without further ado, I think we'll present the protagonists, and maybe Chris, you can start, and I'll just name you guys one after the other. So who are you playing, Chris?
I play Mitosis. That is a bit brute who can yeah, mutate himself to be bigger, and he is an ex-buster, so he probably have a temper, and he's pretty cool.
Right. Very good. Justin?
Hi, I'm Justin, and I'll be playing Kitsune. And Kitsune is much smaller than average frame, probably less than 4 feet tall. And he's the embodiment of a benevolent fox spirit. And he has he has small powers of the mind, and he can implant hypnotic thoughts into people. And he's also somewhat of an acrobat, and that's Kitsune.
Cool, thank you. Lloyd?
Hi, I'll be playing Excalibur, who is a rich lady who is decided that she's gonna be an activist of social change, and by social change it means she's gonna take her multiple form weapon and beat the living crap out of anyone who stops her.
Very good, Excalibur. Charles, sorry.
John? Yeah.
Or John. We can start with John. Go, John.
I'm playing Fire Salamander, the typical good-looking, heroic guy. Works as a blue-collar worker in the city with pipe fitting and such. And he wields a elemental liquid fire as his main ability.
Cool. And Charlie?
Yes, and I'm Charlie. I'm playing Declan Lestrange, who works the gray edges of society, both from top and bottom, and delves into a little of the light side when it's profitable, and into the black side when needed. And he feels the most comfortable in the middle, and he has a strange form of almost PTSD, where sometimes his flashbacks really take him flashed back in time in different places. He tries to hold those off at times, but he loves his ladies. He loves his guns even better.
Cool. So this is the crew. This is our 5 heroes, or not, or anti-heroes, depending on what you choose. And today what I want to bring into focus in the game is the statements on your sheets called mysteries and identities. So last time we left off where the party was in a kind of precarious situation after they pretty much destroyed a gala seemingly held by the Chinese Triad, and some of the party was some party members were captured, others were more or less defeated, and others were then cornered by a lot of the Triad, and now one of the agents of the Triad, or possibly the leader, we're going to get into that soon, has made an offer to the party. An offer which maybe some of the party members, or the crew members as we call it in the game, are not very might not be comfortable with it. So what I want to actually go over is every character's mysteries and identities, which are kind of compelling statements. Identities are compelling statements that represent your character's attitude, and mysteries are questions that are burning in your character, that your character wants to discover the answer to these questions, and therefore are also something quite compelling when someone offers you an answer, a possible answer for this question. So just to quickly go over it, I'm going to use the MC, or the Master of Ceremonies. That's like the GM in this game. I'm going to use the sheet, the MC's tracking sheet. I'm going to share it with you guys. And you can see here that I have everyone's mysteries and identities. And I'm just going to go over them one by one. So Mitosis had this accident, and he's asking himself, why did this happen to me, and how can I reverse my transformation? These are his mysteries. His identities are, all I know how to do is fight, and I'm a freak, no one can love me. If we go then to Kitsune's mystery is, how can I relieve the suffering of mankind? So Kitsune is mostly involved with helping people. He also wants to know how he can return to the realm of the gods, he or it or she, whatever form it takes this time. And another mystery is, what forces prevent the gods from helping mankind? What's the barrier between the gods and mankind? That's Kitsune has more mysteries than identities. The one identity he does have is that he loves a person called Kaito more than anything else. Excalibur's mystery is, does justice require violence? How far do I need to go in order to achieve justice? And that goes hand in hand with her identity, that she cannot tolerate injustice. Her other identity is related to her background. Without my family, I have no power, and never show weakness. Fire Salamander is a typical hero. He has a very bizarre mystery. How can fire and water be one? It's this kind of abstract question related to the source of his power. And then he has the identities of a hero. I must battle crime in all its forms. I want to help those in need. And his mundane life identity, I need my job to survive. And finishing up with Declan Lestrange. Declan Lestrange mystery is, who is guiding the dream, this kind of, as you called it, Charlie, PTSD, that is experiencing this really weird reality-bending effect. And his identities are his search. The ancients knew something, and I'm going to find out what. I can't let danger dawn to me on my search for the truth. And in the end, I can only rely on myself. So the reason I presented these is, in this game, you'll be able to, in some of the cases, I'm going to ask you, does that affect one of your identities or your mysteries? And then we decide together if that kicks in which case you roll a special move called, it's called Make a Hard Choice. So if you try to go against one of your identities, or if you try to kind of not follow a lead that's related to your mystery, you'll be making a hard choice. And I bring that up because we don't we it's up to you guys to play your characters. We can go in a very kind of unified party sort of way, or we can also go to a more PvP angle where some of the characters disagree about what needs to be done next. That's about it. Are you ready to jump in?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
Cool. So John has asked the question, does a character get a mystery for each mythos? Yes. Characters get a mystery for each mythos theme, and which is the more mystical and superpowered aspects of the character. And they get an identity for each one of their logos themes, which are the mundane or more habitual, what they know about themselves rather than what's mysterious. Okay. So we're going to go right back to that moment where Kitsune, somewhat disoriented, is in an underground, in a facility, underground facility below the house, the rather destroyed house where the gala was held by the Chinese Triad, and which the party has pretty much busted. Um, So Kitsune is in that underground facility after having been in a way captured and brought in. He's conversing with a tall, middle-aged Asian man who has seemed to have just performed the tea ritual or ceremony, using the special teapot that you've been tracking for the last couple of episodes. And with him is Excalibur, having been pummeled to dust almost by the antagonist Jade. And outside on the ground floor of the destroyed building are Fire Salamander Mitosis, who's currently holding, if I'm not mistaken, the door of the truck or the bus that he destroyed as a shield, and Declan Lestrange, and there's a ring of quite heavily armed Chinese Triad security closing in on them. So we're gonna go right into that room where this man has offered to hire the services of Kitsune and Excalibur. He basically told you the last words we heard was, I want to offer you a job. How do you, Kitsune and Excalibur, respond to that? Excalibur, you're quite smashed. I mean, you're really injured, but if I'm not mistaken, you had a status of 4. And but you can still speak. You might be leaning. You decide what way you're laid about in the room, but
Well,
you
can I be
still speak.
standing?
Just barely, really, because it's
Then
a status 4. You can really you'll be standing leaned against a wall or something.
No, I'm gonna go out of my way to stand without leaning on the wall if I have to. Even if it means I'm going to look like I'm wretched, I want to stand without leaning on the wall.
Okay, it costs you. I mean, it's very difficult for you to stay up with your severe injury from being smashed into the wall, or into the door, like a security door or something.
Yeah, but
Whatever it was.
I don't have a choice because one of my identities never show weakness, and if I lean on the wall, I will look like I'm hurt. So I'm gonna
Perfect.
have to stand without the wall.
Perfect. So, okay, so you're both there, Kitsune and Excalibur. Do you say anything?
Kitsune sitting in the chair at gunpoint across from this person, I believe still at gunpoint,
Yeah.
will sort of almost whimsically cock his masked head and say, a job? You know, we found you working a job. We are people who need work, and we may be able to aid you if it means I could get help from my friend. And without leaving the chair, looks over to the clearly belabored Excalibur.
And I'll sort of look towards him and I go, I'm listening.
That's very wise, he says. But first, why don't you tell me what you came here looking for? And who sent you?
That doesn't sound like a job offer to me.
Well, it's not really even negotiation, as you can see. And as he says that, you hear the door closes behind you, and Jade, the woman in the red dress, kind of blocks off the exit.
And Kitsune's eyes will go from Excalibur to the teapot. I believe it's still on the table. And
Yes.
say, we are searching for the contents of a crate.
You see it before you. I think you recognize it.
And Kitsune maybe sees that there's a cup of tea in front of him as well.
He does.
And he looks at it interested and says, but maybe you could tell us something now. Something about future employment?
He looks at you and he thinks for a moment. And then he gets up and he starts walking about the room as he speaks. He has this very kind of traditional robes. And he says, we have been searching for people like you for a very long time. Specifically, we have been searching for this pot, the Dragon Pilgrim Teapot, which allows whoever drinks from it to perceive people around him if they are gifted as you are, as you all are. But before I'll say anything more, I suggest you speak to your friends and tell them to stand down and join us down here. And he clicks something like a band on his wrist, and you can, and he says you can speak to them.
Kitsune will say that might be wise, but look to Excalibur for any temperance.
Okay, let's think about this. If we're down here, we're injured, they might be on their own. I know what I'll do. I'll sort of lean forward and hold on, like I'll walk forward and try and like not look like I'm leaning onto the chair that Kitsune is sitting on, because I am. I'm just trying not to make it look like that.
Okay.
And I'll go, if they can hear us, can we hear them?
You can hear them, but I think right now it's very silent as these security people are moving in on 3 standing people. I don't know, you guys upstairs, are you doing anything at the minute that's making any noise?
When we last left off, the last thing I remember was Fire Salamander helping Mitosis deal with the group outside. We had just smashed up the truck and he put bones all over it, and we had stopped all that crew out there. That's the last I remember. If we moved any further than that, I need to get caught up.
Yeah, so you all kind of came together with Lestrange as well in the around the stairs that lead down to the underground facility, and while you were doing that, the rest of the security forces of this premises have closed in on you. Declan Lestrange has managed to hold them off and fire a couple of shots, I think, maybe get their ammo to go off, but there's more coming in, and they're kind of closing in on you as you hear. Well, no, and at this point I asked you if you're making any sounds that Excalibur could hear. It could even be anything you mutter, or say, that Excalibur might hear through the speakers.
Okay. I'm gonna say kill, food, No.
And Kitsune will take the opportunity to try to speak into the wrist apparatus of this man with the gun, and try to say, it's Kitsune. We've been offered a truce.
Declan will be as he's going on down with the rest of the remaining part of the party. He'll be talking off to his left and right and saying, "The barbecue, you guys know how to throw a party. Now I just got to find my date. Now y'all staking my date, taking her. Now I want her back. She come with me, she leaves with me."
No, please, just shoot them. It's fine.
I'm
Honestly.
assuming here he's referring to Excalibur.
Correct.
All right.
No,
That is
guys.
most definite.
Guys, they don't want to hurt us, and they might have a job for us.
I'd recommend you do what you do best in this situation. I think you should surrender. What do you think, mitosis?
Fight! I'm gonna throw my door at the people.
And then I go, well, look, it's not my fault. Not my fault. He went right in there.
Right. So I take it you're not. Is anyone making any kind of attempt to convince anyone else, or are you guys all on the same page there?
Is mitosis still busted up from the previous event?
I have one injured. Only one ran. So that not that much.
And
Not too bad.
How many people are we facing?
Something like maybe 20 people.
And I have a door as a shield, as an EOE shield.
I'm hurt, and there's a gun pointed at my face.
As AKA Tom Mix, Declan Lestrange hears that, he starts drifting back into his mind to a episode when he was younger with the mercenaries up against the wall in an Egyptian temple trying to protect his little platoon, and the youngest troop is saying, help me, I have a gun to my head.
And what happens then?
He died.
He died.
He goes blank. Declan goes blank. He's juggling between present and past at the moment in his
Okay,
mind.
as Declan goes blank, you Mitosis and Fire Salamander, who are upstairs, well, on the ground floor, you start seeing something very bizarre going on. Some of the posts of the building start taking the shape of, like they were made of sandstone, big round blocks of sandstone, and all kinds of hieroglyphic appearing on them all around you. It's like the entire building is starting to change form.
The hell?
Lestrange, what's gonna happen in or out of the dream?
As the dream progresses, Lestrange in his youth turns to the small young rookie and he says, son, keep your head down. Don't point it up and don't yell too much. It's a long ways from your heart. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. We can survive this. Go for the glory. Death is to the weak. And as that,
Charlie, you have an up. Go on.
What?
Go on.
And with that in his mind, his platoon that he's talking to ducks down under cover on a broken sandstone wall, like if you're coming up to one of the Great Pyramids, which have been wasted with the sand, but yet some of the stones sticking up that they're fighting across from, and they're ducking down, taking cover.
Right. So you have a very special power as Declan Lestrange. Some of your dreams and hallucinations can cross over to reality. So There's a couple of ways you can play this. You can play it as if you want to bring anything over from your dreams, you can do that. And depending on what exact effect you want it to have, we'll choose the move to reflect it. But I'm just gonna leave it there as something open, and you can do that whenever you want. Is anyone else making any move?
To make a special move to push our power, like I pushed it last time to create that firewall.
Yeah.
If I wanted to pursue something like, and he would have tried this before, so it would be either it works or it doesn't. Can he try to ignite gunpowder within rounds that are in guns, in magazines?
He can definitely try to extend his nimbus to, multiple locations at the same time with his fire whips. To a certain extent, he doesn't even need to push his powers beyond what he has. But if he wants to kind of get everyone at the same time, it will be pushing his powers. However, what was the stakes? What price did you pay last time for this?
I believe that it either if it failed or if I just used it, I'm not sure. I wasn't able to use my power, or there was a chance I couldn't use my power for the rest of the event.
Yeah, you burn it out, I think.
Right. So if you burnt it out, it's still burnt. You didn't have downtime.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good.
You can't.
Never mind.
You can't pull that meltdown thing again. A few moments after you already did it.
Absolutely. That's what I was asking. Okay. So I can't do any power.
So you guys have actually less firepower than you normally have.
Yeah.
Mitosis, we need to stand down.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep my shield up, and I'm gonna make some spore generation in the hallway. That gonna make them, if they come in to the spores, they're gonna make them high and hallucinate and shoot each other, hopefully.
Okay, that's very good. That sounds like like a change the game move.
Yeah.
You can roll that with your spore +1, and I guess being injured does affect your bodily functions and spore generation, so maybe +0. Do you have any other tag you could throw in? Specifically for this effect?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you're rolling plus nothing.
8.
8 total?
Yeah.
So when you get 7 to 9, the minimum juice you get in this move is 1 juice that you can spend on inflicting a status with 1 tier on or creating new objects or beings with 1 tag. I think you're trying to inflict status, and because you didn't roll 10 or more, it's a topical effect. You can only affect 1 target, and it's temporary. It passes after 1 action and discernible. So you basically you're a little bit out of juice, mitosis. You're trying to create maybe enough spores to fill up the hallway, but you end up creating a small cloud around yourself.
Around myself?
No, I mean somewhere around you. Not you can maybe target it at 1 person.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the next move, you guys?
Wait, obviously, can I try changing the game from where I am?
You definitely can if it's relevant. Like if you do it by speaking, you
Yeah,
can certainly do that.
Well, I'm gonna try something crazy because I don't know if these guys can actually surrender or not at this rate. I can't tell. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna lean onto the chair and sort of just look slightly, and I'll go. Well, here's the problem. Having both of us down here is pretty bad, but using us as hostages is only gonna make things worse for you, because we have a monster upstairs. His name is Mitosis, and he doesn't stop unless we absolutely pull everything together. And he isn't going to stop until either all of you are dead or this place is burnt down. Either way, you will lose the teapot. So
you might try to feed Mitosis. That could stop him.
That could possibly stop him. Try food. Or we can start negotiating. Why don't you tell us what job it is you want us to do, and let's see if we can convince him not to do it for you. All I have to do is do nothing, and I win.
Okay, are you bluffing in a way?
Of course I'm fucking bluffing. I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea what's going upstairs. I am full on bluffing because my toasters can be. 1 minute my toasters can be kicking some butt. The other minute he could be like, I'm really hungry. I gotta eat some food. I'm literally bluffing that my toasters can kill everyone.
Good. So instead of rolling convince or anything like that, I'm just gonna have you roll sneaking around because you're trying to hide a lie.
Sweet, let's do it.
Let's do it. So whatever tags you think you can throw into that could hide the fact that you're bluffing.
Can I use emotionally impervious?
I guess, yeah, that would hide the fact that you're screaming in pain inside. What else?
Seasoned negotiator?
That definitely helps you hide your
Can I
position.
also throw in bullshit detector? But I'm not sure if it counts or not.
No, I think it's more for investigating if someone else is lying.
That's fair. Okay, so +2. Any penalties?
Well, you're injured, but it's not really. Let's say it's not really affecting your psyche at the moment.
Oh, good, because I'll be at -2 I'm rolling with. That would not be good at all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get very far with a -4. So go for it. +2.
Okay, +2. Okay, guys, here's where I roll a perfect one. Two ones. Snake eyes. Watch for this. Snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was one short. Almost got everything.
Right. So you got a total of
9.
9. Right. Okay. So he looks at you. I'm gonna go for someone else has noticed that you're bluffing.
Oh, okay.
And that someone is Jade.
Okay.
She's looking at you and she says, for the first time maybe you hear her speak, she says, oh no, she spoke to Fire Salamander last time. She says, I think the big guy is going to come down very easily if I go up there, boss.
I'm gonna look over at her and go, why don't you go try?
Before she says anything, the middle-aged man says, no need. We want you in full form for what is about to come. All right then, I'll tell you the job and then you can tell your friends to stand down. You've been contacted, or at least you've been in contact with a person called Lars Holst.
I'm listening.
This person is a part of a very dangerous organization. An organization that me and my associates, and he gestures over to Jade, have been working very hard to keep at bay. He kind of, throws back the sides of the robe and just starts walking around in a very kind of contemplative state, and he says, we are the members of the Liberated Path. We have been working for years to save, for decades, and possibly for centuries, to save people like you from the hands of Lars Holst and his associates. I think if you spoke to him, some of you may have noticed that he's not entirely of pure intents. The people that Lars Holst is working for locate and apprehend people like you. And we at the Liberated Path believe in freedom. We believe that people like you and us should be free. to live their lives as anyone else.
Well, that sounds quite agreeable.
Sorry, I learnt a line from my dear friend Lestrand. If it smells like shit, it looks like shit, and it talks like shit, it's most likely shit. When exactly did the Triad start caring about other people than itself?
We're not Triad. We're our own organization. And I won't lie to you, we use very extreme methods to achieve what we're looking for, but we are looking for freedom. Freedom from Charlie's firing lines here. Freedom from this organization who have dubbed themselves as the gatekeepers. If you don't believe me, you're free to go and to find Lars Holst. But my job for you is this. When you do find Lars Holst, you will bring back to me a key that he has on his person. If that's not the case, the next time we meet will be your last time. There is only freedom or destruction. There is nothing else. You can choose which one you want to have in your life.
Don't ask mitosis the same question.
Yeah, don't do that. This won't work for anyone.
But I would choose freedom.
Meanwhile, he says he kind of lifts his wrist to his mouth and utters a few words in a foreign language. At which point you hear the you guys on the bottom or the ground floor see the security personnel standing down and gradually retreating.
Well, that's good. Now, Fire Salamander thinks it's because of the weird Egyptian stuff happening all around him, but that works.
No problem. Charlie, what's is anything coming out of the dream, or what's the plan?
Just what I put in the chat over there. He's seeing the rock wall surround or getting in between him and the imagined enemy that he has, along with the sand dunes and the clear blue sky up above and sand on the floor or on the ground. Somewhat of a desert scene, kind of like out of the Mummy there when they the first one where they were fighting.
Sure. So yeah, the whole place is filled with sand. When at some point the lady in red emerges, she leaves the room downstairs and she emerges from the stairwell. She looks around quite shocked, probably looking for the person responsible.
I did tell her they were badasses.
Well, I don't know if filling a house with dunes of sand falls under the category of badass yet, but yeah, I mean it's certainly a display of power. What is Lestrange doing in all that scene?
He's crawling on over in the direction that he believes that Private Rodney was over hunkering down and worried about his life. He's doing a modified low crawl between the wall on down, reaching on over there, and he's getting over there to grab a hold of him and try to reassure him that it's going to be all right, son. You have us, the band of brothers. We'll get through this if we stick together.
Very good. As he does that, he realizes that he's hugging the legs of a very beautiful woman dressed in red, and she's kind of leering down at him trying to understand what the hell is going on with this person, but she kind of tries to
As
shake him off a little bit, I guess, and does
does
succeed.
does Lestrange at that point realize that it's not Rodney but her?
I'd say he does, yeah.
Okay, then
It's kind of hard to
since
it's
he
kind of hard to mix up
since
the two.
he since he was grabbing for Rodney and he has her legs and he's looking kind of up from the ground up towards her face, and if she's got a skirt, God bless him, but and he's going to say, "Hey, good looking, what you do with Lieutenant Rodney or Private Rodney?"
He says, "What's your name?"
"What's your name, good looking?"
Oof. My name is Jade.
"Mine's Tom."
Well, Tom, you seem to be a very gifted person.
"Well, they say that when I go to the rodeos." And he's still hugging on her leg and looking on up doing this discussion.
She picks him up just by the collar. She lifts him. She puts him up on his feet, and she says, "I'd be very interested to see how far your powers go. If you ever want
What
to,
powers?
we'll figure it out as we go along. If you ever want a training session," and then she reaches into a kind of a purse that she has and takes out a calling card. "You can look for me here."
And
And
he'll definitely take the card, but he'll say, "You must be farm grown and farm work because you mighty strong there, little lass."
she kind of half smiles at him and walks away. Just walks out to the street unless anyone stops her. What is everyone doing? You're in a destroyed house, soon to be surrounded by the media. Um,
Ah. I try to heal me up while they're talking, if I should do that.
sure, you can roll change the game. Actually, we're about to go, unless anyone has any kind of activities that they want to do in the house right now, or to talk to the middle-aged man, or to stop Jade or whatever. We're gonna go into a downtime moment, so you can
I
heal.
like to stop Jade, but I'd like to heal first.
That's a good idea. Okay, are you gonna go head to head with Jade?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, you can heal. Roll change the game.
+1 or something like that.
Yeah, I guess +1.
Come on, good. 5.
7.
7?
So that's enough. That gives you 1 point of juice, and you can heal your status.
Yeah. And
Do
I notice it?
team member who would like to restrain mitosis can do so by using the convince move if they
I'm not there.
you're not there, no.
Now, mitosis is facing Jade, right? He's about to attack her.
Well, he's facing Jade's back, so I don't know if he's going to attack her from the back. By the way, mitosis, I'm not sure you know who Jade is, except that she picked up Declan Lestrange by the collar. I'm not sure that you actually know that she's anything worth fighting.
But everything that was in here, we are fighting.
Fire Salamanders met her, and as far as he's concerned, she's just a lady, a person, so he's going to have to step in between them.
Right.
It's going to put his hands up and say, mitosis, you can't hit a woman, much less from behind. Another day.
And Kitsune will,
And
not knowing if, even if the wrist device is still activated, will try to talk into it again and say, we made a deal. We don't have to go to blows anymore.
And Tom will step on over there and say, "Whoa, there, stallion! That's one good-looking filly. Now you don't need to be breaking up that filly. She may get real nasty. I've had him kick me right in the chest before, and it hurts. You don't want that."
I gonna walk up behind her and say, "Who are you, pretty lady?"
Okay.
And I'm gonna turn my. Is there still Sandy around?
I don't know. It's up to Charlie.
Is there still sand around, Charlie?
Yeah, still the sand around. It took a while to get there. It take a little while to drift out from his mind. He still thinks he's kind of in there, but he's being pulled on back by his compatriots there by seeing them reality. So he's slowly being pulled back into the present.
But did I not hear the conversation they had in the room when the crisis was on about she do not fight me?
No, you did hear that, yeah. But
Yeah.
she's just a woman saying fancy things. Are you gonna just smash her in the back? It's just.
No, I'm not gonna smash it in the back. I'm gonna turn my skin into sand and the sand color and say, "Are you the pretty lady that say you to beat me?"
Are you trying to call her into a fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be convince, and before you do that, everyone else who wants to stop him from doing that can try and change the game somehow through talking to him, through counter convincing him, and so
It's
on and so
gonna be
forth.
hard because my identity is all I know is fight.
It's true, but they can still impose
Yeah.
a status on you that says that if you do go to a fight, I don't know, you're hesitant, you're pulling your punches, everything. And so who's gonna Fire Salamander, you're gonna walk in there, step in?
He was standing between him and Jade already, so if he's going to attack an ordinary lady, as far as he's concerned, he's going to have to take the hit. He'll have to be in between them.
Right now there's no blows
And-
being exchanged. It's more like kind of aggressive kind of talk that might lead to a fight.
And Declan, aka Tom Mix, will go ahead and say, "Hey, son, she may, she said there was some mention of food. She may be going out to get it for you. And you're gonna go ahead and hobble her, and he's gonna use his haggle or his haggle ability,
Very good.
and let's see if he has another one that might work. He'll use that. I was going to say common sense, but I don't think that would really fit. I don't see how it would fit, but yeah, just the haggle.
Well, I don't know. To me, it sounds like you're trying to talk some sense into him. Common sense. So
Yeah.
for me,
All right.
that
Your call.
+2 then.
All right.
And you're going to be rolling convince, which let's see. So you tell us how much you've got, and
I got an 8, and then if it's +2, it'd be a 10.
Right. So you got a 10, which means that following the convince move, we can see that when you roll 10, or basically whenever you succeed in the roll 7 to 9 or 10 plus, with convince, mitosis is going to have to choose between taking a tier that you choose with a rating of 2, or updating their agenda to include yours, at least for the time being. So mitosis, it's actually Charlie, you choose what status you're going to inflict on him. For example, I don't know, hesitant or whatever way you want to affect him. And mitosis, you're going to choose between taking the status and standing down.
And the status I'm going to take is with him getting on board with the agenda that Lestrange was talking about, that she was going out for food, and with having his stomach rumble during that time to remind him that he's hungry.
Okay, hungry.
I'm always hungry, so that's fine.
Okay, but this time the hunger kind of gets to you, and it's maybe you can fight her another time. It's up to you. You either take that or.
I take the hungry one.
Okay, you take the hunger one. All right, this hunger is going to get you distracted a bit because the status has some kind of implication. So you have a status of 2, hungry 2, and you can play with that, and you can decide to try and chew on her leg or something. I don't know what's going to happen next, but you do. So you can try and taunt her, try to get her to fight you. You're rolling that as well. Convince. I mean, you roll the move convince as well.
Yeah.
And take it from there. What are you going to throw in?
Throw in filled with rage.
Okay, given the conditions, yeah, I think that can work.
I don't know what else I have. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, so you're rolling.
If I change mid-color and Matesia, did that help to intimidate her?
Well, it's a different story if you want to kind of disappear or camouflage yourself. It's a different move. Right now, you're trying.
Not just to make me more scary. Like a Sandman.
I don't know if scaring her would help. If you actually scared her, would that help you get her to fight you? Not really.
Yeah, so. I understand. Only +1 then.
So, and it's -1 because you have a -2. You're distracted, you're confused, and you're angry. So you're rolling -1. Roll the die. The dice.
9, 8.
8. So you now choose the status that she would be taking if she doesn't comply to what you say. Humiliated? What can it be?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Goaded?
Goaded? Unable to stop herself next time?
Yeah, goaded.
Okay. So she's going to take the goaded one. She turns back to, she looks at you and she says, another day. Another day.
That is a deal, pretty lady.
Says, deal, big guy. And she walks away.
Yeah. I'm going to wink to her with my eye and turn around.
Okay. What's happening downstairs? Kitsune and Ashanti/Excalibur.
Now that I think the combat is over, I'm going to take a seat because I'm dying. And I'm going to go, so...
Get out of the way for you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Right. So, could you tell us what this key is and what's our reward for working with you?
He says, the key is an artifact used by the gatekeepers to operate in the city. If we can get that, we'll be able to block their access, at least for a good while. But it won't be easy to get it. And as for reward, I thought your reward was walking out of here alive.
Oh, we were going to do that anyway. I think I've changed my mind. Teapot was the reward.
That's non-negotiable. The teapot is going to use us to get to gifted people before the gatekeepers. But I will tell you this: if you want to help us recruit more people to the liberated path, we will give you uh, a place among our ranks.
Not really feeling that.
Does she actually answer that?
Yeah, I'm literally gonna say that, and I'm gonna lean forward and look at him and go. So, if that's true, what's stopping me from crushing the teapot right now?
He says, I am.
I'm gonna look at him up and down, and be like, okay, this guy's probably nails. I probably shouldn't try it.
You can try to figure him out.
No, I'm not. I'm too injured. I can't fight. Even trying to start it up is a bad idea. But I do not want to leave the teapot with these people.
Well, you guys can always kind of regroup and decide what your next move is. You don't have to give him an answer right now.
True.
What does everyone else think?
Well, I'm still upstairs, so I'm gonna have to wait.
Okay.
I'll go Kitsune. Should we go upstairs and
Kitsune.
talk to the rest of them?
Yes, that might be a wise course of action. Some of us should probably lick our wounds in repose.
Yeah, I'm sure Fire Salamander needs help. I say, I pretend I'm not hurt at all as I get up. Oh, God, it hurts.
And of course, Kitsune would try to help you up, but offers not much help because of his childish frame. And of course, you're probably shaking off his help anyways.
I am.
Kitsune, you do notice that Ashanti is not just lightly injured. She has probably a couple of ribs broken, and possibly, something wrong with her hip. It's not just she's in a mess. So maybe you're right. Maybe you should disappear somewhere. As you go upstairs, you start hearing everybody. Starts hearing a chopper going around, hovering around the premises, lighting the house, the wreckage of the house, with a spotlight, a very strong one. It looks like the media and the police are going to set in and start tearing the place apart, figuring out what the hell happened here. So, what do you guys do?
Are we staying here? Or are we heading elsewhere?
Let's head elsewhere.
Yes, agreed.
Let's head back to my warehouse.
How about a hospital?
A hospital would be good.
I'm thinking a hospital.
I'm okay with a hospital.
Okay, so you're kind of evacuating Excalibur to the hospital.
I'm going to say more likely Fire Salamander would be the most logical choice to take her into the hospital, since we both look fairly human without any kind of eyebrows coming up.
Okay.
Dude, what are you talking about? I have my own private hospital I can probably go to. You're coming with me.
Or you can go to your private hospital.
No, come with me. I'll get you patched up.
I'm not busted up.
Oh, all right then. Let's take me there then.
Lestrange say, just throw her in the ambulance and let her go. She's getting a little snooty.
Not dealing with you right now.
Okay.
Well, we need to get some help. If you're good with where you're going, then we need to get some help from Mitosis. So if you've got private ambulance, then send somebody to help Mitosis as well.
Mitosis, come with me.
Yeah, even though he can kind of just
Heal
patch
himself.
himself up. Yeah, heal himself. He's like
I'll try.
We could always use some food, and we could throw some antibiotics in with the food as like salt or flavoring.
He's just like automatically sealing tires. You go through him and he just heals it. So okay. So we're gonna do the downtime move because we have some time some time where you guys are not in action, and the downtime move says that you can choose one of five things. You can choose to give some attention to your logos themes, your mundane everyday themes, and if you do that, you will mark experience. In which case, I will let you choose an additional tag for the theme you're going to invest in, because the experience is kind of piled up by now, the growth and insight. Um, you can choose to continue to investigate the case, and I will give you one lead or one question to ask me. You can choose to explore your mythos, in which case I will ask you to ask me one question, and if you follow through on that, you will get an experience point for your, and in this case, a tag for your one of your mythos themes. And the last two options are, of course, to recover your burn tags, or recover your statuses, or prepare for the next activity by in any means, creating something that will help you deal with your next threat, and so on and so forth. So these are your options, and let's just go one by one and see what happens to you guys. So Excalibur, let's start with you. Where do you go? You go to the hospital to...
Yeah, patch myself up because I'm quite injured.
Right. So normally, this kind of injury is not something you can get rid of in one downtime. If you're going to go to the hospital, you're still going to be busted up 2. You're still going to have a status of busted up 2 when you're out of downtime, because hospitals just don't patch people up that fast. However, sorry?
After you go. After you're done.
However, you do have someone who's capable of healing in the party, Kitsune. So maybe he can... I don't know, it's up to you guys, but there's an option of him patching you up more than that.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking he would follow the ambulance on the rooftops, Kitsune. And yeah, he would, if possible, definitely want to interact with his healing touch and maybe bless with good fortune to definitely speed that healing along of the tags that Excalibur has.
Sure. That would take kind of both of yours downtime move.
That's cool.
Or if you do it and I don't know, Excalibur can make calls during, or if you want to do something else during, you can still do another option, Excalibur.
Would that work? But would I still be busted up if I do something else?
No, Kitsune is perfectly capable of healing you fully during this downtime from normal injuries like that. So, yeah.
I will definitely try and do something else on the list then if I have to. So for the injured bit where he's helping me out, I wouldn't say thank you directly, but I'll sort of, I don't know, there's something that Kitsune really likes or wants. I will ask him to let me provide it for him as a gesture of goodwill. Because I'm not the kind of person that will say thank you very much for helping saving my life.
Find out Kato's favorite color.
Okay, give me something less. Okay, I'll just do it.
Don't
Give
tell
him
him.
Xbox
Don't tell him I
One.
want to know. Don't tell him I want to know though.
Find out Kato's favorite color. Got it.
You know what? If you do that, I will treat it as Kitsune investing in his logos theme. So that can mean another logos tag for Kitsune.
I will definitely find out the color the best way I can. Whether I tell someone to hack his computers, or I have someone to talk to, or I go talk to Kito if I have to. But I owe Kitsune one for my injury, so I would definitely do that.
Okay, that's cool. So Kitsune, do you do anything once you're told after a few hours what's Kaito's favorite color?
Well, of course, Kitsune writes that down on a scrap of paper and tucks it away amidst his ninja uniform. And uh, would he need to initiate an action to do this healing? Because that's what he'd be concerned with. Is
No, it doesn't right now. It doesn't require a move. I mean, if you get enough time with Excalibur, you can patch her up pretty good.
And then for the rest of the time that Excalibur's at the hospital, I guess Kitsune's on the outside of the windowsill and keeps rechecking the note of the favorite color, and then tucking it back away, and then taking it back up.
Okay, very cool. So there's a couple of improvement tags on your sheet for each theme. If you want to choose from one of those, or if you want to come up with one of your own, of how this theme has evolved, how have you used this information to, I don't know, change your life at your high school or become closer to Kaito. You can think about that for a moment. John, what's Fire Salamander doing during these hours or maybe even days after this event?
He's going to pursue getting back his burned out nature, and I'm thinking perhaps maybe something that is both heat related and moisture related might help. Like he's been giving this some thought based on his mystery. I'm gonna pursue a extreme sauna session, as hot as it can possibly get it and as wet as possibly you can get it, and see if that accelerates the process.
Nice. Okay, so you spend a couple of days in a sauna that is probably, anyone else who you're probably doing it in a public place because I don't think you have the facilities for anything else.
Sure.
So anyone else trying to walk into the sauna just gets kind of almost burnt at the entrance, so they just walk back and complain to whatever authorities in the area. But you do find that after doing that, you gain back your nimbus. You kind of play with it a little bit, and then you manage to power up your nimbus again. So
very good.
You're back in the game. You feel back in the game. Okay, Charlie, what's going on with Declan Lestrange? What's he up to?
Well, I guess what he's going to try to do is focus on his his identity there on his gunslinger training down through there, where you have an improvement leap out of harm's way with everything that he kind of focused more on trying to evade and using that ability as gunslinger, so it would make more sense to take that line for trying to improve on that. He'll be sitting down, going over his guns again, his ammo, replenishing it, and thinking back upon how things were laid on out at the party and how he could have jumped either to one side of the stage or dodged underneath a bush and got better cover, or he could have reacted a little sooner to some of the rockets coming in or bullets.
Sure.
Just running that through the back of his mind.
That's cool. So he kind of sees it and he plans what he's going to do the next time he's going to be in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And mitosis, we're doing a downtime move.
Yeah.
What does mitosis want to do?
So to get my status away from the hunger, do I need to eat much, or do I just to eat like normally?
It's okay. I mean, he kind of just got you excited. I don't think he really made you super hungry. The way I understood it was he made you think about food more than actually becoming hungry, because you're always hungry as it is.
Yeah. Okay.
So that goes away. That's a temporary status, and that goes away. You don't need to spend your downtime doing that.
Okay.
Correct. That was the intent.
Cool.
Can I try to thwart myself?
Sorry, to do what?
To get a. Can I not get a power tap with downtown? A new power tap?
You can get a new power tag if you spend some time with related to the theme that you want to. It's easier if it's a logos theme. If it's a logos theme, you just tell us how you spend time investing in it, and you can evolve it. But if to evolve your mythos, you need to kind of investigate it a little bit.
So I cannot try to hammer my hand into a metal thing and get my hand to be stone crushed.
To get your hand to be what? Stone crusted?
Yeah, stone hard crushed.
You can do that if you kind of investigate the questions that are bothering you, your mysteries, and then if you find a clue about it, then you get the extra tag.
Okay, I'll try to investigate how I can. Why did that happen to me?
How do you do that?
I go back to where it happened.
Okay. Cool. So we see a scene where mitosis comes back to the site of the crash.
Yeah, and I think that what happened before is probably a party. Get too much hammered, drive home, hit the truck that should not be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you hear someone's voice saying, "Yes, it shouldn't have been there." Let's say it's a kind of a dark. It's nighttime. You're standing at the site of the crash. It's probably a road just out of the city, and when you hear that voice, someone walks out of the, let's say, the bush around where the crash happened, and you see that someone is wearing a suit, a gray suit. It's blonde, blue eyes.
It's Lars?
It's Lars. It's Mr. Holst. I don't know how. Did you interact with him in the Blue Oyster, or?
No, I did. I saw him and
Yeah,
I
probably
go
so.
to eat. I saw
Right.
him and I go to eat. Yeah.
And you went to eat. Okay, so
Yeah.
Lars walks up to you. He's kind of playing with his cuffs and organizes his jacket, his suit jacket. And he says, "Yes, that truck definitely was not supposed to be here. Most certainly. It was the work of the liberated path."
Who?
Your friends, the so-called Chinese Triad.
Oh, yeah. I don't like them. I don't like anyone, so.
Well, I bet you like them less, knowing that they're responsible for what's
Yeah, probably.
your state.
Yeah, fucking hate them now.
So I'd appreciate it, Mr. Mitosis,
Yeah.
if you could maybe let me know what is the current state of affairs between you and them. Are you something that we need to worry about, Mitosis, or are you going to help us get these people under control?
I'm gonna beat everything up that is my way, so don't be in my way then.
That's what we specialize in.
Okay. So I'm no trouble for you.
Oh,
If
sorry,
you
I
can-
missed that.
I'm no trouble for you then.
He says, fair enough. In that case, you can follow the lead I gave you, and if you find Jiu, the leader of the liberated path, he'll be able to answer why this accident happened to you.
Okay.
All right. So, and when you do that, you will gain another tag.
When I asked the guy,
Probably when you beat it out of him. Yeah.
okay.
So,
And I'll probably stay a few hours more and learn about the place and go home then.
okay. After, is everyone are you regrouping after a day or two, or the next? What do you want to do?
I'm sure after school hours, Kitsune regularly turns up at Declan Lestrange's warehouse office.
Okay, that's pretty much where everyone knows everyone can find everyone.
Yeah. And I also go back, but with a cow, because I need to train.
With a
I'm gonna,
cow?
yeah, I'm gonna put the cow up and train like boxing.
Of all of all heavy objects, you choose a cow. Okay, no problem. You show up with a cow
I,
in
I, I,
Declan
got,
Lestrange's warehouse.
I get the idea from Roddy because I saw it in the TV.
Okay.
And I said,
That's what I was going to say. It's a Rocky theme.
yeah.
A cow is in Rocky?
I wouldn't be surprised
Side
if
The
More,
Rocky
more,
movie where he's
beef.
training and he's punching the sides of beef.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Declane's warehouse had a stable in it, though. Might be horses there.
I said one with
Probably,
the horses.
probably does.
I'm sure it's full of a lot of BS.
There's
It could be.
a lot of things that appear in Lestrange's warehouse when he's thus inclined. Okay.
So while we're together, let's go over this deal that was made. That was made without everybody involved, but we're all accounted for.
Why don't you?
All right. So here's the plan. Here's what they said. They've got the teapots. They work for a company called the Liberated Path.
The bastards.
I'm sorry. What was that, Mitosis?
They are the reason for I am like this. Silver race.
Oh. Sorry, that threw me off the way you said that. it just felt like, Gah! I'm filled with rage. I'm like, sorry. Let me start again. I go. Wow, that's actually quite harsh. Well, interesting enough, they're against the people who are last hostess hirers, who are
Yeah.
known as the gatekeepers.
Yeah, I meet
Who are
last home.
also, oh, what? Sorry, what was that?
I meet him last night.
Wait, you met last host? Okay, let's just let me just start again. So, gatekeepers want us to get the teapot from the Liberated Path. Liberated Path want us to get one of the keys from the gatekeepers. And they're leaving it entirely to us as to what to do.
Guys, Kaito's favorite color is purple.
Also, Kaito's favorite color is purple. And that's it. That's the plan. They have. I'm happy for options.
I'm gonna hammer my fists together and say I like to talk with a guy from the leader.
I think that's perfectly fair. But we should probably hear everyone else's opinions too. Fire Salamander, how do you feel about this?
I want nothing to do with a deal with either one of them at this point. I think the best thing to do would be to get the keys and get the teapot and deliver it to someone that we can trust.
Alright, that's perfectly fair. Kitsune, what do you think so far?
I would say that both these organizations do seem nefarious, and perhaps they would be best not to have possession of either of these objects.
Alright. Lestrand?
Oh, I had had to unmute my mic.
Let's go.
Lestrange would be interested in how much either side's going to pay us in addition to this pain and suffering that we've already been impacted with.
Point of order. Liberate the Path won't pay us. Gatekeepers will pay us.
Well, then I say we go where the money is.
All right. So we have 1 for Liberate the Path, 1 for Gatekeepers, 2 for neither.
No, I just want to beat the guy up.
Okay, I suppose technically that's a whatever's choices. Anyone have?
Fire Salamander and Excalibur. You guys both have identities related to justice or not.
I know. He's keeping
cooperating with
quiet.
fire.
He's keeping quiet because he's not stupid, and he realizes that these folks are, for the most part, not heroes. So he's just going to mind his P's and Q's at this point and play along.
Right. Sorry, I missed who the other person who voted for neither.
Kitsune also
Kitsune.
thought, after
Right.
being held at gunpoint, thought it wouldn't be wise to really deal with either of these.
Right. That makes sense.
So here's the question: if we are gonna go for neither, or go for where the money is, how do we get both the key and the teapot without starting up an international incident and killing ourselves?
Split up.
I'm sorry, what?
Take the both at the same time. Easy.
Take both at the same time.
Declan will say, well, we can play mom against pops there up to a point. Let them think that that we're working for both of them. We already have an in for information with the big scaly one over here. Since he's already got a conversation going with them, we've already got our people in with this liberated front that you're talking about that is not willing to pay any money for nothing. I mean, cheap buzzards. We got to live. But we got people on in there. Play them both together, and when the opportunity strikes, we grab both and run.
I think that's insane. I love it. Fire Salamander.
Well, I don't think we should split up unless it is to have specific skills used, like Kitsune using his stealth and ninja-like skills to get in and get an object, and we support it with distraction. But otherwise, splitting ourselves up, I don't think we're properly skilled or prepared for this sort of activity. I know I'm not.
You can take into consideration that the pot is probably too valuable for Jew, the leader, to leave it actually anywhere too far from him. So if you can get his attention, if you can get him to come anywhere, it's probably the pot is probably going to be somewhere near, if not in his possession.
I have the makings of an idea, but I need more information.
You guys can do a round of investigations.
Out of curiosity, does anyone know someone who would probably keep both the key and the pot safe if we were to give it to them?
I don't.
Feel free to make up contacts.
I know if we got both those items, Declan could find buyers in a matter of minutes, probably. He might have some lined up.
Yeah, I suspect
No.
the buyers would be the same two people that are having us look for them now.
I don't want.
Kitsune will just facepalm.
I don't want those items to go to people who would use them in an abusive way. I don't know what the gatekeeper key does. I'm gonna see what I can do about finding out about the gatekeepers the best I can.
I have a plan. We could dig a hole and put them in there.
Genius. I like that plan. I'm going to stick with it. We're going to escalate it forward, and then we're not going to do that.
What?
Exactly. Just keep on that train, mitosis. Just keep on it. You're doing God's work. I love it. I'm gonna go look into the gatekeepers as much as I can. If you guys can look into anyone else, that'd be fine.
I'm gonna start to dig a hole in the terrace to make the stuff.
Okie dokie. Okay, you guys, what strings are you going to pull? What investigations are you going to do? What questions do you
I'm gonna
have?
have Kitsune come with Fire Salamander with John Fire Salamander to pursue looking up information about the building where the key might be held.
Well, the Jew told you that that the key is going to be on Lars' host's person. He's going to carry it on him.
I realize this, but I'm going to say that anyway because it sounds real official, and I'm a very convincing guy, and I'll flash my big smile.
Okay.
And I'm gonna completely buy it. I'll be like, Fire Salamander. I mean, out of everyone here, it's you I can rely on the most. I think you do great work.
Once I get Kasune away from them, I'm going to discuss it with him that an alternate plan.
And yet Kitsune would have no objection to following you, going along with you.
Kitsune, it seems like the two of us, for our various reasons, are the only two that have the essential goodness for society at heart. I don't think anyone should get these items. I don't know what to do with them. I'm not equipped to deal with it, but I do have an idea. Perhaps we could take at least the key would be a lot easier, but perhaps we could somehow come up with copies of the items once we get them, if we got them, and that way we could hide the original items, and then if we were caught, we could hand over these fakes, and then make a run for it, maybe set a trap up with the original ones in some way while we try to research and find the proper place to put these items.
I could perhaps, if I got a hold of the key, I could perhaps make a gold duplicate of it. Or even maybe a two, or depending on how big it is.
Yeah, so that's a thought. Probably the key would be the easiest to make a copy of, but I would imagine there's got to be some craftspeople in town that we could challenge them to make a copy of the teapot.
Actually, your go-to address on that would be Lestrange. He's the smuggler, right? So.
I don't want anything to do with Lestrange. He's only out for money.
Well, you can get him. You can use him to further your agenda. You can tell him.
No, I don't trust him. I think that once he knew anything, he would just play along and then he'd just steal it, and he'd give us back the fake and tell us it was the real one.
He would even use a fake name, knowing us.
Yeah, he'd sell us out in a heartbeat. I got no trust for the money guy.
Right. You guys are a team and you work together, but yeah,
absolutely. Oh yeah. No. I trust him in a fight. I just don't trust him with money.
Cool. So what are you guys actually doing? Are you just making plans, or is anyone actually preparing, investigating, whatnot?
Digging a hole.
After you.
I'm digging a hole in the stars for the stuff.
You're digging a big hole where you can bury these things.
Yeah, because Excalibur said that to me. I need to do that.
Okay, so yeah, we see it's kind of also a photo montage. We see Mitosis just digging a hole. We don't exactly know why, or we do, but we don't know where it is, and he's digging away. Anyone else?
I need to find Last Host again. I need to know where he is. If he's got the key, if I can find him, that's a place to start. And then we know where the other guy is, the guy who works for Liberation is, and then we can figure out what we're going to do from there. But I've got to find him first. So I'm looking for him.
All right, go for it. So what are you using?
Boy. I don't have much for looking for this dude, but I'll try my best. Let me Once I go up to this. Okay. Can I use family assets to try and buy people to help find him?
Yeah, kind of bribe people for
Bribery.
information.
I suppose no. That'd be more like cushy bank account. So I'll use that instead.
Okay, that makes sense.
And seasoned negotiation. No, good reputation. I'm good for my word. If I'm looking for someone, they're probably bad.
Okay, that sounds good.
And finally, contacts in every neighborhood. Someone must have seen him.
Definitely.
There we go. That's my 3.
I will throw in
Unreliable allies.
the old. Yeah, we can use that, but actually the old man will find out. I think your daddy's has his eye open, at least one of them, looking at what you're up to. So that's kind of he's slowing you down. You have to kind of go around him all the time, and he keeps asking questions, calling you. His secretary is calling you. What are you doing with this bank account? Why are you shifting money from here? Blah blah blah.
I'm
So
paying bribes, Dad. Oh my God.
yeah, but who are you paying it to? And what are you looking? Who are you looking for? And you're just, I assume you dodge him, but that really depends on how much you roll.
I got a 10.
Cool, so you got a 10 plus 2, is that right? You had 3 tags.
No, I
And
got 10 exactly. I got 8 plus 10.
okay, so that still works. You get to ask me 2 questions, but let's see. Right. Okay. So Lars has what we call a custom move that goes like this. When you try to investigate to find Lars, you always get clues that are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false. So it's like the 7 to 9 option. It always applies when you try to find Lars. Why? Because it's Lars. That's one of his powers.
Okay.
So you're gonna ask me questions, and I'm gonna give you fuzzy clues. You have 2 questions.
Well, the simple one is, where is Lot's going to be in 2 days' time?
I guess your best lead is a waitress in the Blue Oyster that has overheard some of Lars's conversations, and you don't know about 2 days' time, but she certainly does recall him mentioning some kind of recreational place, something with fun and games, something like that. But it wasn't very clear. He's really, yeah. The place where he's staying is a something to do with recreation.
Okay. Now, if I ask a question that's not about finding Lars, it's just about Lars himself, aka what's called, like that, would that still affect the fuzziness?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it will affect it. It won't be fuzzy.
Okay. Who is Lars's go-to man when he wants a job done?
Good question. Again, most of your leads come from the Blue Oyster, and this time another person, a cook, remembers seeing a young man in military kind of military garb. I mean, like camouflage, trousers, stuff like that. With kind of a buzz cut, crew cut. He remembers seeing him a couple of times in the restaurant talking to Lars. And money was exchanged. Not a name, but more like a code name. His name is Proximo.
Proximo. Thanks. All right, my questions are done.
Okay. Lestrange, what are you up to?
Well, Lestrange is going to be trying to locate a couple old compatriots that he knows and trusts as much as someone in his business can trust. One is going to be Private Rodney, and he's going to try to locate him. And another is going to be an older mentor of his that he ran into on the archaeological dig that he was on just where he, from the, not the one where he touched the artifact, but the one that he snuck away from to and over to the competitor that found the artifact and he touched it. But the curator, head archaeologist that was on that site he's going to try to find locate those two persons as far as that, and he's going to ask each of them if he can find them, and if they're still alive, he's going to ask them if they'll go ahead and be willing to do him a favor. As he'll put it, can you do me a solid? I'll be mailing out some things here that I need you to hold for me for a while.
Okay, so he's contacting these two guys to hold on to something he's going to post to them, mail to them.
Yes.
Okay. He can do that. He has his contact. So why don't you roll for changing the game, and if you get it, you can add the tag for these guys.
All right. Let's see here. Can I add any tags to that, or just straight up?
Well, you have some contacts. You have different things.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, my bit for uses tags is business connections and his smugglers on the black market side to see if they can run them on down in that way.
Cool. So you can roll and let us know what you got.
All right. And it is a 10.
Very good. So a 10 would allow you to create two tags that will be handy for one move only in the future, or
Okay.
one tag that will be kind of ongoing for the rest of the session. And these tags could be anything. It could be something like a smuggling route. It could be the name, Private Rodney, or my mentor. So it could be any of that. You can actually have a tag for each and then use them once each, or one tag that's going to be reusable.
I'd like the one tag that'd be reusable, if I can.
Sure.
And we'll have, let's see here, have it as a tag is bring trust in Lestrange.
Sorry,
That
I missed that.
Be unwavering trust in Lestrange, so they won't give up what the information or the item that willingly or easily.
Very good. So you have two people that have an unwavering trust in Lestrange. Right, Mr. Salamander and Kitsune. Mr. Kitsune, what are you guys up to?
Well, I would try to find a craftsperson that was not of any kind of nefarious nature. Just somebody who's just an artist. Nobody with any ties to underground, and I have connections to the underground, so I would know a general idea of if they were connected or not. Just a regular craftsperson, not a super famous one or anything like that. Just someone with a shop that would be able to possibly duplicate this teapot if we get it. Because Kitsune said he could already probably do the key.
Okay. That's you don't exactly know what the key looks like and whether it is
Well,
a
of course,
golden key.
it's assumed. It's assumed that it's a key. It
But
could be
yeah,
anything.
you can get this. That's not a problem. You have this person on standby. It's actually a she. She's Jessica Fox. She's in one of the, again, gentrified districts where there's all kinds of galleries and artists, artisans.
Very
You
good.
find someone that's pretty good at creating pottery, and could probably copy that when you need him. And she seems like a fairly, you know, normal person without any kind of agenda except her own personal life.
Well, very good. I will. I'll purchase a piece first, just to establish a connection that she already has made.
Okay, no problem. Um, what's your next move? Do you guys have a lead? Where are you going to find the liberated path? How are you going to find the gatekeepers? Do you reconvene? Do you keep working alone until you have a direction?
Well, would my crime world familiarity give me any sort of links towards? Are we able to pursue another downtime thing, or is this all active at this point? Because there were areas for improvement. Isn't that what we start applying things to for that?
No, we're not actually doing another downtime, but we are. You guys are investigating. So
Okay, I was just asking. Okay, so I would use the snooping around and the crime world familiarity to
what are you looking
for any sort of contacts we can find for damn it, I just lost the name. The Liberated Army.
Lars? Oh,
Right,
Jude.
for the liberated
Jude.
path.
Right, the Liberated Path. Maybe. Let's see. Where would we look? It'd have to be somewhere that's not completely filled with evil, but might still have some connections.
Sure. I mean, yeah, definitely crime world familiarity and snooping around will get you some information about these guys. They seem to be connected, or at least masking as Chinese Triad. So that could work. Why don't you roll and investigate and throw in those two tags?
Alrighty. And let me go to my die roller. It's not going to show, so I'll just tell you what it says. We want D6s, correct?
Yeah, 2d6.
2d6 plus the two tags, or how do we apply the tags again?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the 2 die 6, a 3 and a 4, and then you add the two tags, so that'd be 9.
Right. So when you roll a 7 to 9 and investigate, I get to choose a kind of a complication out of 3 options. Your investigation exposes you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, part true, part false. Or whoever or whatever you're asking the question can ask you one question as well. You answer on the same terms. So you can ask me 2 questions about the liberated path, and I will ask you one question back.
All right, I'm going to leave the first question to Kitsune.
Well, about the liberated path, Kitsune would like to know if there is a particular secure spot for the key if it is not on Lars Host's person.
Well, the key would be gatekeepers and Lars' side, so your investigation wouldn't really uncover anything about that. But you can ask about a secure location for the teapot. So.
Yeah, I guess I would have to re-harangue it to say that.
No
ask around.
problem. So you guys, you ask around, you snoop around, and at some point, maybe you even follow these guys for a while. I can, see Fire Salamander, and who's already a vigilante, knows how to operate in the shadows when he needs to. And definitely Kitsune is no stranger to the shadows as well. You could be lurking somewhere as Jiu and Jade are, emerging out of a car, a um, black Mercedes, seems to be quite armored. Even though it appears normal, you've seen these cars before, John. So, and
Could
as they park it next to whatever building they're going into and staying in at the moment, Jew goes to the middle-aged man. Jew goes back to the trunk, opens it, and takes out another kind of a case, no longer a crate, but now a case that seems to be also quite secure, and he takes it with a handcuff, cuff to his hand, basically to his wrist, and they walk into the building. So you know where Jew would keep his teapot.
excellent.
The other question?
Is there any known connection between the actual triad and the damn it, I keep losing. I've been up all night. I'm sorry, guys. The liberated, yeah.
Path, yeah. These guys are, yeah. Is there a real connection between them? Yes, there is. I mean, the liberated path do jobs for the triad, and the triad provide them with security forces, basically.
I got you.
And,
Okay.
and guns and whatever they need that's illegal.
I got you.
But they don't necessarily do, get mixed up with any of the triad's other criminal activity.
I got you. Very good.
They're kind of using each other.
All right.
Okay, so I think at this point,
you have to ask your question.
Right, I do have to ask my question, and the question is, when the time comes, are you going to play along with the liberated path?
Who's the person that we're talking to?
Well, you were following the liberated path, so because you rolled 79, it's very possible that the liberated path have been following you.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm gonna give.
But anyway, you have to answer truthfully or give a kind of a direction or a clue. It's not like they're asking the character. It's more like a meta question.
I understand. I will say that we have committed to following through with what we promised.
So that's the intention.
I'm saying honestly what.
Right, I get it.
Sorry.
I'm being completely honest without giving any more information than I have to.
I understand. That's okay. They also understand.
If you want to take it a bluff, then I'll try a bluff.
No problem. They got your direction, your general direction. Okay. I'd say let's kind of fast forward it a little bit because we have 1 more hour and we want to see what's going to happen. So, Excalibur, your hard work eventually does get you to find out a location for Proximo, which may or may not be related to where Lars is staying. But when you it's actually an abandoned fairground, a fun fair, which kind of also connects with what you heard about Lars. So you feel like it's worth investigating.
Yeah, that's fair. Thank you.
Are you going to get the team together, or what's the plan?
Yeah, well, I have to tell him what I think is the plan. I'm gonna get a team together.
So after you shine the fox symbol into the sky, Kitsune appears at the warehouse office.
And he would follow Kitsune because, damn it, he wants a fire salamander symbol. Damn it!
I only have
That's
there's only
so
enough
cool.
space for one.
What's mitosis symbol? Big pizza or what's it gonna be? A cow.
His symbol is a big spotlight, and then all of a sudden this splotch of mud appears on it.
It's like I'm constantly having to fight everyone, going, guys, no, Kitsune is the only one that needs a symbol. The rest of you I can call. Okay, come on, seriously, I can call the rest of you. Kitsune needs a symbol.
I have no phone.
You're right.
Okay, you all assemble again at Lestrange's dubious antique dealership. What do you, Ashanti? What do you say to the team?
All right, so I may have located where Lars is, where the key may be. Has anyone had any luck finding out about the liberated path?
Did you find out anything about the liberated path?
No, nothing at all. I found out about the gatekeepers. I found out where Lars is anyway.
The liberated path is using the Triad as a muscle and as a source for local weapons and contacts. But they are not themselves Triad. They're a different organization.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, Lars will always have the key on his person. And hopefully, the liberated path people will always have the teapot on their person. So, how about this for a plan? Why don't we get them both in the same location, get them to fight. During the fight, we grab the key and the pot, and we get it away from both of them.
We'll need a
Because-
distraction.
The distraction will be the fight, but we have to get them both in the same location. That's the difficulty. That's the plan I've come up with. It's not the most profitable of plans. It's not the richest of plans. But if we're lucky, we can eliminate both people and get the items and put them somewhere that's safer. Because I don't know what the gatekeeper's key does, but I have a feeling it's not that good. Who's with me and who isn't? That's the plan I've come up with.
Before we get too wrapped up on the key, I was just thinking out loud when Kitsune and I were researching. It may not actually be a key. If the teapot is involved, the key could be a cup. It could be a flask that you pour water into. It could be a bag of dust. It's got to be something more likely that will interact with the teapot. And I'm not seeing a key as an actual, like, something that unlocks a lock, brass skeleton key. So we might want to be a little more prepared than just searching him for a key.
Then maybe we can find a way to get him to reveal it beforehand.
Well, perhaps if I get close enough, I might be able to glean something by reading his mind. It doesn't work on everyone.
That should be fine, but be warned, Lars's mind might be tricky to get into. He has a tendency to cloud people's minds. I don't know what he'll do with yours.
Maybe we could drug him or stun him or put him into a induced coma or something like that, and then apply the mind trick.
Out of character, I think I still have a tag you said I could earn. And could I earn the sleep ointment for my darts? And then would that maybe induce a state of simple-mindedness to...
Usually you're supposed to choose from the theme you upgraded, which in this case is the logos, but let's just go with that because we want to open the opportunities for this kind of climax we're approaching.
Because I would have taken popular if that was the case, but
no
I'll take the darts.
That's
Sleep darts it is.
Enjoy the darts. So let's just okay. So you guys are kind of coming up with a plan to drag these two parties together. I will say that Jade still has a goaded status that mitosis has inflicted upon her, so she might be easier to drag into anything.
That's pretty cool.
What about
How,
the possibility of putting out the word that there's another person with powers even greater than all of ours? Would that perhaps interest them?
like a third kingpin, someone who would also want a pot that shows powers.
Quite possibly.
I think what
Lestrange
Justin was
is
going for maybe like another individual that they're out to either save or apprehend, depending on the party. Is that what you
Yeah,
meant? I'm sorry.
yeah, like another super
All right.
that dwarfs our own powers, possibly. At least as far as the rumor goes. But then maybe it's just in character. Maybe it ends up just being mitosis with a trench coat on.
Okay. So
Lestrange will say, "Well, I do have her card and an invite to meet her sometime.
Oh,
So
Oh,
I I contact her and have her meet me at a prescribed point if it was be advantageous to her, us, or I can just set up with my sniper rifle and take Lars out when you bring him around."
well, I think we have a lot of material for the next scene, so we're just gonna, just start the scene, and
okay, cool.
you guys can decide how
How
you've
did it?
prepared and what's your plan as you go along.
You want
So,
you want
sorry.
me to goad her?
I think you're going to still be able to goad her when you see her, so that's going to be valuable.
Okay.
But I mean, if we have a if Lestrange can call her, to whatever place he wants, so
But
he can get the
Le,
parties there.
I don't.
Lestrange will make. Go ahead.
I can also use my media connection to graffiti on the wall somewhere and say she needs to come and fight. I don't do that. I'm not that smart.
I don't mind. You guys just need to decide what's your bait, and then is it mitosis or Lestrange, and then whatever we can take it from there.
Lestrange will, and would that be handed them? That way, it would be her defenses won't be as high on it because she made the invite for him to try to find out more about what was going on with him and
Sure.
how it lines up with uh, her mission task from the enforcement entity that she's dealing with.
Are you trying to get her to bring her leader Jiu with her, or
Yes.
Would I would suggest if that to her that if he could help in this, since my lady Excalibur uh, said that he had some interesting powers to me that with the task that you're looking to try to help me with, then I would ask her to bring him and her.
okay? We're gonna go along with
To
that and just
what
jump into that scene where you guys. I'm gonna Excalibur. The only lead you have is that fairground. So are you gonna
Yeah.
choose that as the?
Yeah, we're gonna choose that as the location meetup, and then
Okay.
we're gonna go gold Lars to come out of his place and meet us at the same place and take them both
Perfect.
out.
So the night is a dark night. The clouds are very heavy over the city, and rain is pouring out of the heavens. like there's no tomorrow. You arrive and you set up yourselves in this kind of forsaken fairground that has all kinds of broken, um, I don't know what you call them, kind of funfair facilities like the cars you crash into each other, and the Ferris
Bumper
wheel.
cars.
Yeah, thank you. Bumper cars and the Ferris wheel, and everything is quite old and derelict. Um, there's no proper light anywhere. I mean, there's a bit of ambient light from the city. This is at the edge of the city, and there isn't a decent source of light, which is actually kind of playing for you guys, because I'm guessing at least some of you are going to be hidden. Um, and what do you, let's say in the middle of the bumper car arena, Declan Lestrange is standing waiting for the liberated path for Jew and Jade to appear. Where is everyone else situated?
Kitsune is in the canopy of the bumper cars above Declan, hidden in the rafters, so to speak.
Okay.
The only thing that Declan would have made sure is he had his good old reliable Dylan Derringer inside his hat, like before.
No problem.
Would you review again the weather condition?
It's raining like
yeah, okay,
hell.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Raining like hell. Well, he's fire salamander's going to keep within view of Kitsune if he can, and hit the low ground where he's on the high ground.
Okay, no problem. So Fire Salamander and Kitsune are staring down at this scene, looking down at this scene from the shadows. Both very familiar with these night positions. Excalibur and Mitosis, what are you doing? You don't know where Lars is. You assume he's here. Maybe you are looking for him in another part.
Yeah, I'll probably be looking for him, actually, to make sure he's got to be coming. Because if I can get him in the middle to meet up with Jade, maybe Jade can take him out for us, which would be the best.
Right. So Excalibur, you're walking around, I'm guessing, kind of investigating and trying to see where Proximo is, and possibly where Lars is. Mitosis, are you on hold? Are you kind of hunkered down somewhere, or are you going around with the Excalibur?
No, I'm standing in a dark corner and up to a wall, and I'm gonna camouflage myself as a wall.
Okay.
Because I choose my color texture.
No problem. So you're masked away, and at that point, a car, the black Mercedes, very heavy and kind of low, drives quietly with the lights off into the fairground, and you hear it. Everyone hears it. Maybe Excalibur, you hear it kind of a bit more in the distance because you're further into the fairground, and after a few minutes, you hear, of course, the car stops, the engine goes silent, and out of the car comes Jade, escorted by about 4 armed men.
Triad men or just men?
Men, I mean, these guys are, it's tough to tell whether they're Liberated Path or Triad, but they're just armed men.
Okay.
And this little party's kind of moving through the rain very cautiously, looking at each and every corner. So why don't everyone who's hiding, which is pretty much everyone besides Excalibur and Lestrange, why don't everyone who's hiding is kind of add up their tags for hiding and do a sneaking around roll? And while you guys are thinking about your tags, I'm gonna cut over to Excalibur, who's roaming the fairground. Excalibur, what are you up to?
I'm trying to find Lars. I know he's here somewhere, but I know he's very easy to lose, so I'm trying to keep my eye open for him and find him.
Okay, that would be an investigate move. What have you got?
Oh god, it's always fuzzy for him, isn't it?
It
Okay.
is.
Trying to find Lars is going to be impossible for me because no amount of bullshit. I've got nothing. I have nothing to find Lars in physical form. Just gonna
Then
roll.
You can just roll.
I have to roll and hope I get fuzzy anyway. I'm like, haha, it doesn't matter.
You can get worse thing than fuzzy if you roll 7 to 9.
Well, I rolled 6, so I missed him completely.
It's more than that. Um, as you walk around this fairground, you see a man, kind of a young man in camouflage gear or trousers and this tank top and this army jacket and a crew cut, looking at you for maybe, I don't know, 100 yards, smoking something, and then kind of putting off his cigarette and walking into one of the booths of the fairground.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and get to him.
You following into the booth?
Yeah, because, I mean, I failed. I'm not really going to be like, and I turn around and go home. Goodbye, everybody.
That's okay. So when you go into the booth, you hear him speak. You see him at the corner of the booth. The light is very bad, but you do see him standing there, and he says, "What are you here for, Missy?"
Ah, you must be Proximo?
That's right. That's the name.
Looking for your boss, Lars.
You're looking for Lars. That's some nerve you got looking for someone like him. Lars is not the kind of person you find. Lars finds you.
Yeah, I've picked that up.
So what are you doing here? You can get hurt.
I think I can take care of myself, thanks.
Anyway, I can't help you.
Why not? I say as I slowly approach.
He says he's still standing the same place.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I'm warning you. You do not want to mess with me. Never mind Lars. You better take your little buddies and get the hell out of Dodge before things are going to heat up."
I haven't even started yet. I just have to take another step forward.
You're kind of drawing near him.
Yep, I take the step forward towards him, like challenging it. I mean, I'm not having some guy tell me what to do. Fuck that.
Okay, are you going to grab him or something? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna walk right up to him, see what he does, before I do that.
Okay, he says, "I'm warning you. This is your last chance to get out of here."
Okay, I'm gonna try a new
And
tactic.
you hear a kind of a something like charging, like something like something like that.
Like a gun doing that? Can
Not
I
exactly
see a gun?
It's not. You don't see a gun. It's not exactly a gun, but it's very dark. You can't see much. It's not exactly
fair
a
enough.
gun. It's more like a bomb
Oh, okay.
or a grenade, or I don't know exactly what it sounds like, but it's something like that.
All right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Lars is the kind of person that hires people who probably have fairly weak minds if he can cloud them fairly easily, because the kind of people he likes. So I'm gonna try something crazy. As soon as he goes to check, I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna flash my biggest smile, and I'll be like, "Actually, maybe I'll just stay for you." And I'll just like completely change my tone. Like I'm more like hard, hard, hard. Actually, you're kind of cute. And just like switch my tone up. Just
Okay,
like absolutely trying to disarm him.
how close do you get to this guy? I mean, are you trying something? Are you?
I'm trying to disarm him long enough to know what the fuck that click was. Because it's a bomb, I'm already dead. So I might as well just keep going.
Okay, so I need to know how close you get to him. Like, are you trying something with him, or are you just keeping your distance and then trying to charm him?
I'm keeping my distance and then trying to charm him because I
So,
can't see the click thing.
okay, roll for convince. Meanwhile, the back to the bumper car arena. Who's sneaking around? Mitosis, what have you got?
Is Mitosis with us at the bumper cars?
He's, as far as I understand, in the vicinity of the bumper cars, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
in there.
Can I use change my color texture?
Of
Do
course you
you
can.
do rattle resistance helps to me to hide?
Not really. It just means that you don't suffer from cold or heat or stuff like that.
Okay. 8.
8. So it's either someone can smell you're here or hear you moving in the dark, or you're there, you're hidden. They don't know you're here, but they know someone is there. Maybe you bump into, you bump into the wall that you're going to hide against, but it's all like crumbly and parts of it fall apart and make a kind of a small noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. A knives in the heavy rain. That sounds good.
Okay. Kitsune?
So Kitsune is up in the canopy of the bumper cars, and
Yep.
I think the tags being used would be illusory appearance to sort of let the rain do most of the work for the hiding, and then also move in the shadows.
Okay.
And so just 2 there. I rolled a 4 and a 1, so 4, 5, 6, so 7.
Right. So you're kind of in the same situation. You're sneaking around at the top. Let's do it this way. You're sneaking around in the canopy, you're hiding, but at some point, a part of the canopy breaks under you. You have the option of trying to grab it and hold on to it and try to do something to save yourself, something acrobatic, and that's going to be a roll of taking the risk, take a risk, or you can just let yourself drop to the ground and try to, I don't know, hide yourself in a different way. But
Yeah,
it's
I
going.
guess.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, I'll go for the take a risk.
Okay. Do you have anything to use for that?
Yeah, nimble as a fox, parkour artist, possibly.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
and that might be it.
If you can kind
Yeah,
of swing on something and grab the falling pieces with your legs, that's pretty
yeah,
parkour.
yeah. Swing the body back up. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 again.
7 again. So you do that and you succeed in catching everything, but you're kind of slung in a bad way on the falling parts of the canopy, and you're trying to hold yourself without making any noise, but you're busy. You have to keep at it in order not to fall.
Hold on.
Uh,
Hold on. Fire Salamander has been watching this whole time because his thought was to stay low while Kitsune was high, and he was
Right.
going to watch Kitsune and watch the area. So keeping his eyes open and being advised that he was moving, the whole idea was he was going to try to catch him and push him back up. So that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be stepping forward behind one of the. That's the idea. What he would do. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
No, it could work, but I think that if you want to push someone up from under the canopy, you're pretty much going to be seen by everyone else that's under the canopy. There isn't that much cover there, or am
Okay.
I wrong?
Okay.
Maybe behind the cars, but they don't have anything. He's a big guy. He's not something you will miss.
Kitsune's tiny.
He
Wait,
is, but if you're picking him up from the floor up, you're not that tiny. So
All
or
right.
maybe I did. Maybe I
If
misunderstood.
it works, the idea what I was thinking was that he's perhaps standing. He's cruising through the bumper cars, which they have big bars that hang up, so it's not a straight view. It is blocked somewhat, and
Okay.
he would be going from car to car as Kasune is moving. And if he was falling fire salamander being a regular height guy or a little bit taller would just stick his arms straight up in the air,
Okay.
not and just offer like as an extra peg for him to stand on,
No
and then
problem.
just hold his position.
So let's see how well you kind of sneak around anyway, and then we'll figure out how much you can help him.
Very good. Let me
So
do
what have you got?
my 2 dice roll plus. I had planned on doing some other aspects, but I've got athletic, and dodge is included for the crime fighting, but I'm wondering if I could use the dodge as in like a small burst of speed forward rather than as a burst of speed to get away.
Well, these two could be very good for helping Kitsune, but let's first roll. How do you hide yourself in plain sight? Well, not plain, but in a rather open space.
Okay, very good. I'm going to be snooping around, and I was going to ask about this. His mythos, one of the aspects is he does better in damp conditions, and although I'm not using my power, I'm suspecting that being wet and dreary and all the rain is actually a benefit of morale to him. I was wondering if that would be something that would be a benefit just because he would not be uneasy. He would be actually boosted by it.
Yeah, this is kind of his turf. When it's wet
Right.
and damp this way, that's where he operates best. So yeah, you can definitely.
And I'm going to go with because I'm in the infrastructure of the metal with all the structure and all that it's just like working in the pipes. We're ducking in and ducking around and getting around and not getting caught up in the pipeline areas. So that's his normal day-to-day job. So I would think those 3.
What tag though does he have?
Oh, I see. It's going to be.
I don't think he has a kind of a pipe dodging tag, even in his.
Yeah, I was thinking that more in general. Let me look. Nope, it'll just be those 2.
Okay, roll for it.
All right, here we go. Let me clear these, and 2 6-sideds, 1, 2, a 4 and a 5, plus those 2. So 11.
Right. So you come in, kind of walking in the rain between all those bars, hiding, keeping yourself hidden, and you do that well, just in time to help Kitsune. So Kitsune is like kind of, I don't know, crawls back into the canopy as Jade and her men walk up to Declan Lestrange. She says she looks Declan up and down, wearing not a red dress, but kind of a red biker, kind of leather biker gear. And she looks at Declan. She says, "That's a very interesting location for a training session, Mr. Lestrange."
Well, I've always figured carnivals and like that are fun places, and this one being abandoned and ragged, that whatever training that you're going to show me, we would be able to do here without bringing in the media and other concerned citizens out there that might think that something's going wrong.
I like the way you think. So shall we start?
Well, how are we going to go about starting this? And I don't even know what this is per se. I just know that every once in a while, certain things just happen around me and in the environment, and things aren't what they seem to be sometimes.
She says, "Don't worry about the training. Let me help you push the envelope a little bit." And then her fist flies right into your face, and as it flies through the air, it just gets covered in this crystalline compound that covers her skin when she gets all jaded.
I'm gonna try to dodge it.
Go for it. So you're rolling face danger. She ain't playing. She's really going for her face. She just wants probably to see
Well,
what
that's
you're gonna come up with. So
and
you're gonna take a status of punched 3. She's not really pulling her punches. A little bit. She can do worse than that. Punch 3, and you're gonna use which tag? Dodge, out of harm's way.
yeah, I'm gonna leap out of harm's way is what I'm gonna use. As far as that, as far as the power or the power tag,
What else have you got?
I got premonitions
Okay, you can throw that
uh,
in if you knew she was gonna do that.
and subconscious reaction speed.
Wow, so you're pretty, you can dodge, basically. So
Yeah.
I think you have a plus
Uh,
4 already at this point.
all right. Let's see here. Let's roll and go from there. Let's see. Why is that doing that? All right. That would actually be a 9 plus the 4, so that's 13.
Wow, okay, so she doesn't hit you. You tell us. What happens when she throws that punch that never lands?
Well, Declan will go ahead and he will, as he sees it coming inside his mind, there's a quick flash that a strong force is coming towards his body, and so he goes ahead and he'll jump to his left side and do a tumble and stand on up on one knee and say, "Why'd you go and do that, pretty lady? I didn't do nothing."
She says, Mr. Lestrange, she kind of opens the jacket up and lets it fall, and she's all made of this red crystal. We're just warming up, and she kind of cracks her knuckles and runs right at you. Um,
Damn, she's
Meanwhile,
gonna
what's
kill me.
happening? She's gonna definitely try to give you a run for your money.
She's gonna
Um,
kill me.
uh, Excalibur, what are you up to?
Yeah, I'm going for my seduction roll.
Go for it.
I don't roll. I burn the tag.
Nice.
Because you know what? Fuck it, I haven't done that yet, so let's do it. So I instantly burn the tag and gain what's going to hit with +3.
Can you just Amit? Can you describe the burning of the tag process again, please?
Yeah, you can just scratch out a tag, and instead of rolling, you get it as though you rolled a 10 with a power of 3. So, and you can't use that tag again
Ever,
until
or just
until you recover it.
Oh, that's
Just
right. In the down phase, there was a fix a tag thing. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Thank you.
So you do that. What do you say to the guy?
I lean forward and I'm like, now seriously, you and I both know you don't like to fight women, so why are you bothering? Why don't you work with me here? I can make sure that the man will definitely pay you before he goes, and I'll point to a line. And besides, would you really hurt this pretty face?
He says to you, lady, I like you, so you need to step back. And then something is weird about this guy. He becomes transparent,
Oh fuck.
and you see that where where you thought he was standing, there was actually there's an explosive device standing like attached to the wall, and it's
Nice.
blinking.
Okay, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
You step back, and you hear a voice behind you, and that's the voice of Lars Holst.
Oh god damn it! Now you turn up.
He said, "You disappoint me, Proximo. but I'll get around to dealing with you later. Now, Excalibur, are you here to deliver the pot to me? Or do we have some other business to attend to?
A little bit of column A and a lot of column B.
By all
How
means, then.
about I go, how about me and you discuss this somewhere else, not exactly here?
What's wrong with this place?
Because I can't kill you here. There's a bomb next to it.
You can't kill me anyway.
I haven't tried.
Well, I didn't want to do that, but you are actually what we call a gateway. And sooner or later, I would have had to apprehend you anyway. So, it's time to do it. And
That's an excellent plan.
as he says that,
Mhm.
you feel something like this really big sound coming from outside. And if you just take a small peek out of the booth, you see one of the Ferris wheels, seats or the whole construction
Uh-huh.
comes flying towards the booth.
Oh fuck! No shit. Can I get the fuck out of there?
I
Is
think
that
you
a threat?
better. So you can roll face danger for that, and that's
Okay,
going
let's
to
do
be
it.
a crushed 3 status
Not
if
this
you
again.
don't get out of there.
Okay. Oh boy. Right. Let's make the roll. Let's see what skills I'm using. I am using. Um. Let's see. I don't really have anything for running away from problems, unfortunately.
No,
So
you
I'm
don't.
just gonna have to hope for the best. I'm gonna do what I normally do with my what's called my weapon. I'm gonna throw it out like the side, turn to a whip, and then retract it and use it to burst me out of the way as fast as I can. So I can go
Okay.
for transform for any weapon and accurate for that. So that's 2. And
Okay, that's
nothing
pretty.
else. Nothing else applies. So I'm just gonna have to hope I don't roll 2 and a 1, and or even a 9, a 7, or a 9, because I'm out if I do.
You got a +2. Go for it.
It's better than nothing, I guess. Okay. Oh, by the way, the whole time I'm doing this, my whole goal is to get Lars to chase me towards what's called where the fight is happening with
No
Jade.
problem.
Excellent. Now I have to actually survive the hit.
You should. You need to. Yeah.
Oh, I failed a hit. I hits me. 5. Oh, 7. I got 7, so it's only crushed 2.
It's
That's
crushed
not too
2.
bad.
You got
Okay, I
crushed
can
2.
take that.
So basically, you managed to get yourself out of the way, but you do. The whole thing just lands on the booth, crashes it, rips it out of its place, and it does kind of. I'm going to change that now to that your foot kind of gets locked in the debris. So you're restrained to rather than crushed to.
Oh, okay.
Um, at least your feet are restrained. Your hands aren't really restrained.
Oh, this is gonna make way too
meanwhile,
many difficult.
Mitosis, are you alert? I mean, you hear that big crash as the Ferris wheel seat or set of seats just comes rolling on the road from the direction of the Ferris wheel after having gone through a couple of collapsing structures. Of course, Jade just perks her ears up and she looks at Lestrange and she says, "Who else is here?"
I come out of the shadows and just clapping, or not clapping, but smashing my hand to say, "Are we gonna have a fight now?" And I'm just gonna run at Jimson.
Cool, go for it. She didn't really see you coming. So you have the hit with all you've got move, and when Mitosis hits with all he's got, it's going to be sore even if you're made of jade.
Yeah. So
Lestrange is going to say,
I'm curious if Christopher plays all of his characters like this, or it just happens to be just mitosis. This would be like the smart wizard. I'm ready to fight.
He just plays a fighter, and then he can do it.
That's very funny. It's good.
Lestrange will answer Jade's quick question there and with, "Where'd you come from?"
So you say that to mitosis's appearance?
Oh, most definitely. I'm going to play innocent. I mean, I'm a guy that operates in the gray.
Right.
I'm gonna take Bosnia and take mean right foot, and gonna take feuds and instant muscle building.
Ouch. That's 4.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, I hope on the 12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the move and see how much damage you do. You start with a status of 4 of your choice. She does have some defense, of course, but you can choose 2 out of the whole list. So take cover or secure superior position, get her good, which will go to tier 5, loads of collateral damage or controlling the collateral damage, get her attention if possible.
Yeah, but I already have that.
Not necessarily. She might think there is something more important than you.
But I have her goaded.
You do have her goaded, so if she tries to go and do something else, she has this status. You're right. It's true. If it's in your ability to move her, and it is, you can get her out of the way. You can punch her out of the way. And you can get 1 juice for getting a kind of an improvement, like changing the game. So giving her another different status that's momentary, like dizzy or something, or giving her a tag or something like that. Which 2 options do you choose?
I like to smash her so hard to fly into other people.
What's your purpose of that? Collateral damage or moving her out of the way?
Collateral damage.
Okay, you can choose that for collateral damage. What else?
And get him good.
Which one? Get her good. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do a tier 5 hit, which would knock out most characters. Luckily for her, she's not most characters. But she does go flying through the bumper car arena, smashing through a couple of bumper cars, hitting a couple of her guys on her way, and kind of, squeezing a pile of bumper cars behind her until she stops. It kind of acts as a cushion, but it really, there's huge mayhem. Like she's in a pile of bumper cars, and she's shaking her head like, looking a bit shocked by the sheer force of this hit. However, mitosis, you see the Mercedes car, driving away, and now you're going to have a problem because one of your mysteries says you want to find out why this happened to me, and that's in that car. And the other identity says you only know how to fight. So you have to choose which one you're going to go against. And I'll let you think about that for a moment while we go to Fire Salamander. How do you respond when you see that Ferris wheel set of seats coming through? And what do you do?
Is the direction that it's coming through, is it like passing by and we're watching it all happen, or is it actually coming so that we have to react in some manner?
No, it's just passing by. It's kind of rolling, and you know that Excalibur is on the other side of the fairground. So something's going on over there.
So clearly, with that major distraction, I will look up at Katsune and wave fingers forward, and we'll try to make a break and try to clear some distance with that distraction, perhaps. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a run for it from place to place to place to place, trying to use cover still, running smart, but use the distraction of the big Ferris wheel rolling by.
Right. Are you going to try and change the game to give yourself some kind of defensive advantage, or are you just trying to get over there?
I think the distraction's enough to get through.
Okay, very good. So you kind of hop from one ruined, stall and booth to the other, and you see Excalibur in a pile of debris with her foot kind of locked in it. What do you do?
And there's no one else around, nothing else to be seen?
No, no one you can see, but you can certainly investigate for that.
Yep, let's do the investigate. Let me see what I got, if I got anything special. Snooping around is all I can apply to this situation.
Well, it's more like a quick glance. You're not really snooping around, so I think it's you're rolling
Straight?
You're rolling straight this time.
No worries. Yeah, I wasn't trying to squeeze
No,
it.
no. Yeah, sure. I'm just giving you my interpretation. That's it.
2 and a 6.
2 and a 6. You do get to ask one question, but you will get, in this case, exposed to danger.
Okay. Is there anyone around that would look like they caused Excalibur to get caught up in it, or does it look more like a natural sort of, not a natural, but a circumstance of the Ferris wheel rolling by?
No, there's definitely a guy not too far from you standing, kind of watching her from behind one of the destroyed walls. Yeah, and that's who you're seeing right now. And there is also, I will add that there is kind of a disturbance in the rain about, again, 100 yards away from you, not too far from the Ferris wheel.
I'm just going to have to focus on the situation at hand. I'm assuming Excalibur's much closer.
So what do you do?
Well, I'm going to take the stance that any decent person would have reacted to Excalibur being caught up in the rubble and would have gone down to try to help him. So if this person's just standing and watching, they're at least aloof, if not nefarious. So I'm going to treat them as such. If it's a short distance, I'm going to go ahead and just try to take them out. I'm going to push. Now, rather than push my power and hope for a burnout, I'm going to try the burning a tag thing. Now, does it have to be a tag that deals with the mythos, or can it be any of the tags? Does it have to be a tag reflective to the action that you're doing?
Yes, it does have to be.
That's what I thought. Okay. Let me let me go with the crap.
Yeah, your really important tags you don't want to burn.
Yeah, I don't want to burn it. I'm not going to burn it. I'm just going to do the
at the same time, we're kind of nearing the end. So if you want to do something heroic,
yeah, that's what
cool.
I was thinking. I'm going to go ahead and with the situation, I don't want it to escalate, and I need to be able to get to her. So I'm going to try to take him out in one shot, and I'm going to go with the burning whips, and I'm going to burn it.
Cool, but are you going for the guy that's looking at that at Excalibur? Is that the one?
That's the only one you described, was a person looking at her, and then there was some movement 500 yards away.
Yeah.
I'm going to deal with the one that's just staring at a woman caught up in rubble.
No problem. You go for it. So you do have the advantage there, and you hit him from the back with the move. So you do get hit with all you've got, for which you need a clear shot. You have that.
And you said it was a 10 at level 3. Is that right?
10, that's right. So you start with a tier 3 status. I'm just trying to share the screen here. Luck. And you need to choose between Here we go. Ooh.
I'm lost in the.
Yeah, I shared the wrong thing, I guess.
That was pretty cool effect.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. So
We were doing the time warp again.
hit with all you've got. You get to choose two things: take cover or secure a superior position, get them good, loads of collateral damage or no collateral damage. You hold the target's attention, you move them out of the way, or you take 1 point of juice to get additional advantages. Which two do you choose?
I am going to get them good.
Okay, and the other one, the second one?
Well, how close is Excalibur to this individual?
Not very close. He's keeping his distance.
If I went with collateral damage, does it look like stuff might collapse in on him, or does it look like stuff might actually hit her?
Probably more collapse in on him.
Well, let's go ahead and collapse some crap on him. Collateral damage. Maybe
Okay.
shaking everything up will let her loose, her leg come loose.
I don't know if you can do that from that distance.
No, I wasn't asking. I was saying
right.
perhaps the side effect might. That's all. In a cinematic thing, not as an actual
Sure,
game mechanic.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. No problem. But you can describe, this guy is packed with explosive. When you hit him, he just goes kaboom. So you can describe exactly what happens to him and then how Excalibur gets her foot out.
I would say that the fire whip cuts into him, and instead of whipping him, as I would have assumed, it ignites the explosives in the direction of the fire whip. So the whip comes over, smacks into him, and then it basically bursts out like a flamethrower away from him, like a big cone.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the collateral damage would just be a burning effect of that, and that maybe a shock wave of the initial explosive shook the immediate area and perhaps loosened up her leg, if not tightened it up. One or the other.
Sure, no, that's cool. So the shockwaves just can be heard throughout the playground, the fairground. It's there's a big kaboom over at one side of it. You guys see flames going up. There's debris actually flying from that point out. Who's next? I think Lestrange hasn't made a move in a while.
Well, the Declan will go ahead and act if there, but I don't think Kitsune has made a move in a bit.
Yeah, I was just about to. I realized that, and I was because I already said you could go first, but yeah, Kitsune.
I know exactly what Kitsune is going to do. Drop down from the canopy and leap over the railing to the bumper cars. And the reason why dropping down from the railing, I think Kitsune just heard wheels peeling out, probably this car, the Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
And while leaping over the railing, is going to use just the normal darts and throw as many, like a handful in each hand, at the car. And using some tags, what he's trying to do is just give the car a couple flat tires on the one side.
Nice.
And so what I was thinking is, so the darts, of course, is one tag. Nimble as a fox for dropping down and jumping over the railing. And then bless with good fortune so that nobody gets hurt and the car does get immobilized.
Okay, I'll let you use that mix. And you get a +3 for changing the game, so go for it.
And I rolled a 3, so that goes to 6 with my 3 tags, I think. And then did you say even more than that? Or is that it?
I think no. I think. Do you have anything else to add?
No, just the +3.
So that ends up being quite unfortunate because something weird.
No.
Sorry.
I kill the driver. The opposite of good luck.
No. It's definitely the opposite of good luck, but not for the driver. Sorry, I'm sharing the wrong page here. Sorry, just 1 second. So here we go. Someone in the car, or actually, someone in the car has a special move, a custom move called redirect motion. When you try to hit him with a physical object, roll plus tags that help you avoid redirection if you have any. And if you roll that, do you have any tags that would help you control flying objects, something that's
Maybe
moving?
illusory appearance, just not controlling the objects, but to throw off the targeting.
You can use that for if it hits you. You can use that for face danger, but
Okay.
not to control the motion. So roll plus nothing, and it
Okay.
goes like this. If you on a 10 plus you hit normally, on a 7 to 9 they can partially redirect the attack, and on a miss they can even redirect it to you.
I got a 5 and a 2, so a 7 altogether.
So a 7. Your darts just seem to, in midair, change direction, turn around, and just all hit mitosis.
Whew.
So mitosis, you need to defend for a tier. Are those sleeping darts?
Well, I did make a point of saying just the regular darts, but
Okay, so they're just darts. But it is a tier 3. The way that it's being used by whoever's controlling the motion, it's a tier 3 attack. So you need to defend from that.
Yeah, that's stuff. Bone armor, harder audience, can take a pounding.
It's not really pounding, it's more like piercing.
I can make my skin to a soft material.
You can do that. That's a different approach to hardening your inner organs, maybe. Well, you can make your skin softer, but then harden your...
Yeah, so if the get through, my organs is hard.
Okay, so that's how many? 3 tags already?
Yeah, 3, yeah.
Roll plus 3.
10.
So that's a 10, and as we suspected, mitosis just kind of sucks up the darts into his into his body. Kitsune, is there anything else you're going to do immediately after that?
throw more darts. No, I think that finishes the turn. Thank you.
Okay. Lestrange, you see all this mayhem going on. How do you respond?
Where do I see Jade in this?
Jade is currently nestled in a pile of destroyed bumper cars. She was punched into it by mitosis a few moments ago. Your opportunity.
The car is
Yeah, the car is driving away. The car that allegedly has the teapot in the back, in the trunk.
I'm going to attempt, and I do mean attempt, to bend reality
Okay.
for the car. And instead of having and bend it in such a way where the car is going away from us, that it actually straight at us.
That's perfect. It's you're changing the game.
I don't know what other tags. Creative spark.
Okay, you can throw that in. That's plus 2.
Let's see here, and no, none of that, and it definitely ain't common sense. No, that should be it. Let's what the damage is going to be here tonight. Let's see here. This does it right this time. Here. And I'll do another. One way or another, I'll get it to work. All right, and you said it was a +2?
Yeah, you mentioned 2 tags.
So that's a 9.
Okay, so a 9 means that you can temporarily, you have 2 points where you can temporarily affect the car. So I'm guessing at least one of them means that you're adding a tag that the car is moving in the opposite direction to what they think they're moving. And what's the other one? You can expand on that a little bit. Anything from the trunk pops open to whatever you can think of.
That the engine hood pops open and the engine changes to a steam boiler engine.
Okay, no problem. So the engine turned. That's exactly what happens. I mean, the car was supposed to be moving back, but it's moving forward, and something is desperately wrong with its engine when the hood pops up and you see all these, brass pipes and different valves and gauges popping out. I guess the security personnel there, the guards, are looking at it, freaked out.
All right.
Excalibur, you're up. Sorry, do you want to make a follow-up move, Lestrange?
No, I was just going to say, and that's about all I think he can do.
Well, I'm sure there's a set of guns somewhere waiting to be used, but you can, use that in the next move, Excalibur.
I'm gonna try and free myself from the restraint because I gotta stop moving because Lost is here and he's gonna start chasing us. So
you're out because the shockwave from the explosion kind of maybe knocked you down a bit, but also kind of broke down whatever was holding you.
Sweet.
So you can move freely.
All right. I sort of look. I'm looking around desperately to find him. Is Fire Salamander near me?
He is.
I look around just to find Lars, and I'm running towards Fire Salamander, and I look like I'm really happy to see him. But as I run towards him, I'm gonna grab him by the arm and be like, "Nope, can't stay. Gotta go. I try to lead him away from there because I know Lars is coming behind us and he's probably chasing us. And if he can pull out fucking Ferris wheels, I don't know what else is coming up next.
Right. Very good. So you seem to be going toe to toe with Lars. You want to drag him. You have a kind of a competition. You want to drag him out to draw him out to the bumper car arena, if I get your...
Yeah.
And so what have you got? I mean, do you have any kind of tactics? Do you have... and I'm guessing Fire Salamander can join in on that if you have any...
Yeah, this is really close to where I was, so can we describe what's going on at the second?
No,
yeah,
I just did.
Both of you are kind of...
I thought you switched to a different character. That's why I was confused. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So Excalibur's trying to draw Lars out.
Yeah, she's basically holding you by your elbow and running away from the Ferris wheel towards the bumper car arena.
Well, boy, I want to say something in a metagaming sense, but I can't, so I'm just going to have to go along with Excalibur.
Good. So just look at the tags that you've got. You're going to kind of do a tactical thing, if I get it right, Excalibur. Try to draw him out. So you're rolling go toe to toe.
Mhm.
If anything would draw him out, I would expect his guy exploding with a giant cone of fire might have brought him around.
Yeah, but he's still chasing after us. So fighting him isn't the problem. The problem is we're trying to get into a location.
I gotcha.
So it's still technically toe to toe.
What tags do you think you can throw in there, if any?
I don't think I have any tags for people to chase me. I don't do much running away.
You don't do much running away. That's right.
No, I don't. I don't do much running away. I don't do much talking. I do a little bit of talking. I don't do much fighting. Yep, I've got nothing. Hey, Fasalama, do you have any tags?
Oh, I got lots of attacks, but I don't have anybody to attack, and you're just saying run away.
I mean
No,
tags.
I'm sorry?
Tags.
I'm hearing shit. What about my tags?
I thought you
Do you
said
have any
attacks.
tags? Yeah.
I remove all tags from my clothing because it freaks me out, dude.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't have any
so-
tags that would affect what you're doing right now because anything that I know about the game, my guy doesn't know. He just stood up for you because he saw someone just gloating over someone trapped in rubble.
Okay, so roll plus nothing, Excalibur. Let's see what you get.
Cool. I mean, I know what you're trying to say there, but like, I'm still in the whole mindset of, well, thanks for killing that guy, but Lars is still here. We gotta get him to the point.
I don't even know what Lars is at this point. I just know he's a person. I don't know that he's a badass dude. I
Right.
know because you've said it a bunch of times, but I've never been there for it.
No problem.
Okay.
And I fail. I got 5.
Okay.
The good news is I've leveled up twice this game because I failed that many times, which is great.
So, okay, perfect. You, as you run away from the Ferris wheel,
Hmm.
you are hit by something from the back, both of you. And it's right now it's something that you don't really have a way of controlling or defending from, so I'm just going to apply the status right away. And that's a status of mythos powers suppressed. And you get a mythos power suppressed tier 2. Both of you get that. But
Okay.
as you do that, Lars is kind of emerges from the shadows. You don't exactly see what he hit you with, but maybe your characters don't even know it yet. But he walks out from the shadows, holding actually he's not holding anything. Let's leave it at that. Walking outside with his suit and a long raincoat. He comes near you guys. I mean, the blast does knock you over on your faces into the mud. But he comes close to you and he says, "What exactly are you trying to pull off here?"
How close are we to the bumper cars?
You're not that far. You're quite close. I mean, it's really just, it's this much for them to see each other or even engage.
I sort of get up. My back is hurting. My head is hurting. I've seen that Fasalama's been hit by this thing as well. I sort of straighten my neck and I go, you know what? Part of me isn't quite sure right now. Could we discuss this over tea tomorrow morning? As I try and stall him until one of them can see each other.
Okay. Roll convince for that. Either convince or sneaking around.
Probably sneaking around.
Okay.
Convince isn't really gonna make sense for me to roll anyway. Let's do this. Where the hell's my dice? Seasoned negotiator, would that work?
Yeah, if you're trying to bullshit him,
Yeah.
that could work.
I think that's about it. None of my other tags really help me in this case. But my tags are, like I said, they're quite spread out, so
Yeah, so you roll a +1. Go
Let's
for it.
do. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna burn my tag.
Woo!
No more negotiations for you.
Nope, I'm done. This is it. Go big or go home.
Okay. So he looks at you. He says, he kind of makes you rise from the ground with a motion of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I'm not sure what kind of game you're playing, but, and then he looks across the bumper car arena, and as he does that, all the lights in the bump, all the electric lights in the fairground light up. Out of the car comes Jew, wearing kind of another suit, just a black suit. And the two face one another, with the arena in the middle of it all. The minute the lights come up, they like on Lars's side, the lights come up and they start flashing. On Jew's side, some of the lights kind of burst and sparks fly out. It's your move, Mitosis. What do you do? Jew is the guy that's probably responsible for your accident.
What about this then?
Jade is getting up.
Okay. Yeah, I said as long as Lars was not in the way for me, I will not hurt him. I promised him that. So I go for the guy who made me to a monster.
Jew, but well, you're still fighting, so you're not really making a hard choice at this point.
No.
So you're just gonna run.
I'm gonna run to him and
Jew and
do like I always do. Hit him hard.
okay. So first you're gonna roll against his redirect motion move, and then no,
I'm running.
you have to first roll your attack move. So do your attack move.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the same as huge, instant muscle building, boxing, and mean right hook.
Roll
I
plus
rolled
4.
at level 15.
Wow. Okay. And for now, I just need to know if you're going to get him good and increase the tier.
Yeah, sure.
So you have tier 5 hit,
Oof.
and now
How high
you're.
can the tiers go?
I think 6 is pretty much the highest you can get.
Okay.
You have a tier 5 hit, but you do roll for his redirect motion, because he can sure as hell redirect your motion, and
My hand?
he can redirect your hand. And you can. I don't think you have any tags that will help you with that, except for maybe boxing.
Yeah, boxing and a mean right hook. My mean right hook come from the right.
Mean right hook doesn't really help you resist someone using your own strength against you, but knowing boxing would probably help you.
Yeah, boxing.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna burn my boxing then.
Yeah, he could roll with the punch.
Nice, you burn your boxing.
I
Very
burn
good.
my boxing.
Right, you just punch through the guy. He
Haymaker.
tries to do all his ninja shit on you and try to redirect your emotion.
Doesn't work. It's relative.
But you're a boxer. You know this crap. You've seen all the ninja moves. So
Yeah.
you just, I don't know, you tell me what you do to go around it and just slam into him.
I'm just running, and when I come near him, I make the dot, the buster dot,
Yeah.
down under, and right hook him into the car. Have push him into the car?
Oh, you certainly can.
I don't do that.
You, Mitosis, you just slammed the living daylight of this. You just hit him, and he flies up and bam into the windshield of the car, surrounded by all these steam puffing devices that Lestrange just left in his engine. Let's see how much this guy can take. Yeah. Okay, he's pretty well embedded in the front of the car after this hit, which leaves you guys with Jade, who's seeing you attack her master, is going to ram into Mitosis, but more importantly with Lars. Lestrange and Fire Salamander, please tell us what you do. Maybe
All right, so
start with
we got suppressed, and then Lestrange tried to. I mean, yeah, Lestrange tried. No. Excalibur tried to talk him down.
yeah, and he did. She managed to make him face off Jiu from the liberated path. So now it's just basically, but Mitosis just threw Jiu out of the equation. So you're left with Lars and Jade.
Okay, so it's me and Excalibur, Lars, and Jade.
And Kitsune and everyone else. And Lestrange.
Okay, I got you.
Lestrange, do you have any kind of action in mind?
Yeah, Lestrange is going to go ahead and reach in his back behind his coat. He's going to pull out his 45, Colt 45s, there, and he's going to take and use his gunslinging ability, and he's going to use the adhesive foam bullets, and he's going to shoot at the Jade's foot, and Lars isn't that far away, is he?
Lars is on the other side. You're gonna have to choose who you want to take down.
Okay.
Unless you want to try and shoot both of them, and yeah, you can shoot both of them because you're a gunslinger.
Yeah, I was gonna try to shoot Lars in the head with the foam adhesive bullets, and shoot Jade in the feet with him, or a foot.
Okay, so roll twice.
Try to have her stabilized. So let's see here what we got.
So roll one for each. What are you going to use?
Let's see here. My eyes are starting to bother me.
We got, I think, adhesive ammo.
Good shot. Got good shot.
Yeah.
Got gunslinging stunt. Adhesive foam ammo. That's 3 tags.
Yeah, you got 3 tags there.
And I think that's probably going to be it, unless I take lucky, and I really don't think it really necessary.
Right, so you can roll with 3.
All right, let's see here.
And roll twice, one for each. Let's say the first one is for Lars.
Okay, first one's for Lars. So, come on. You gonna roll again? Here. Let's see here. This thing's slow. Okay, that'll be an 11 for Lars. And let's see here. We'll do, and that'll be a 13 for Jade.
Wow, some rolls. Okay. So to cut things a bit short, because we're going a bit over time, just describe how basically you get both of them in a bundle of adhesive foam. So you can just tell us what it looks like.
Okay, as he shoots Lars with the adhesive foam bullet in the head, it's going to cover his head and his nose and mouth and break his concentration, hopefully, and release the Excalibur and such. And he's going to go ahead and shoot Ruby's or Jade's feet to the floor of the bumper car ring and hopefully have that hold and stick there so she can't attack mitosis, and trying to keep them somewhat as less lethal as possible, even though Lars is a little bit more lethal because he's striving to do a little bit more harm to my sweet cheeks.
Okay.
Yuck.
All right. So yeah, I mean, Jade is definitely glued down for a moment. Lars is actually having trouble with this chunk of adhesive matter on his head, around his head, and that's your opportunity to. I mean, you can all see it. Your enemies are momentarily, very momentarily down. These people are way out of your league. But this is your opportunity. So maybe Kitsune, what do you do?
Kitsune maybe tries to enter the mind of the key holder and try and locate if it's on his person, or indeed what it does look like, and he might start out with just a dusting of. No, he's not going to throw anything at him.
Okay. Kitsune, as you enter the mind of Lars Host, you see almost nothing but fog and mist. But kind of focusing your abilities and zooming kind of diving into it, you do manage to see a body made of this mist. And on this body, there's a kind of a glowing area. And the more you focus on it, the more you see something that actually looks like a key, a very long brass key. But this thing is just exploding with power, and it's just here in his pocket, inner pocket.
Kitsune would try to use every bit of sneaky ability he has to try and lift that from that pocket. If it happens to be there on his person, then he's going to do like approach from behind and try and get to it.
Okay, you can roll for that. Just add up the tags.
Right.
And meanwhile, Fire Salamander, are you going to do something with the other half, or what?
I'm going to actually assume, because it'd be metagaming otherwise, that the big Ferris wheel, because I already saw Jade and we discussed that she was a more of a melee type person, that the fact that Excalibur was running away in fear and she attempts to be aloof and never show anything, and that there was a Ferris wheel rolling and then there's this guy standing there all stalwart, that he is the cause of it. So he's also going to be focusing on this guy Lars, and if he gets it clear of his face, he's going to be standing by with an extremely focused. I imagine the flare is a 360 area effect sort of thing.
Okay.
But he's going to focus all of it onto his hand, on the palm of his hand, and put it right into Lars' face and go for his eyes and blind him through his eyelids if he can.
Okay, so you're keeping Lars down basically while Kitsune is doing his job. Anyone
I'm
going
going to blind him if at all possible.
No problem. Anyone going for the teapot?
Lestrange was thinking about going over for the teapot, but
Yeah,
was going
I'll go with you.
let the other characters.
It looks like Kitsune and Fire Salamander are taking care of Lars at the minute. So if Excalibur and Lestrange want to do the honors and open the trunk.
Yep.
And there's yeah, we'll go ahead and if we can get the trunk open, uh, try to see if it's there and find it, pick it up, and then bust
Definitely
and
the
move,
case is
get out
there.
of Dodge.
So definitely the case is there, yeah. And you all, I mean, you start seeing Jew kind of waking up from his, place
Punch.
inside the windshield. Yeah, exactly. And he starts moving. Jade is trying to grab for some kind of metal piece and tear at the adhesive foam. Lars is certainly getting rid of the adhesive foam and gets blinded by the flare as soon as Kitsune pulls out the key. And I would say that at this point, you just, as you said, get the hell out of Dodge before these individuals regain their full power. Unless you're mitosis. Then you just stay to fight three big guys. Or what do you do, mitosis?
I
Fight.
I'm gonna beat up the
Fight
guy.
pizza.
Fight pizza food.
I'm gonna beat up the guy who and ask him why he did this to me.
Perfect. So we're gonna finish up with two scenes. One scene is where everyone but mitosis. What do you guys do? Do you end up burying burying this thing and then making a copy or whatnot?
I think Kitsune will trust Fire Salamander with the key.
Okay.
And I'll probably be like, actually, that's a good idea if we don't keep these two things together. Let me take the teapot somewhere and I'll get it hidden somewhere.
And Lestrange will say, I have two good points that we could hide the teapot. We can separate the teapot's pieces, not break it, but take the top cover off and the plate, send it to an old mentor of mine from the archaeological dig.
As long as you don't sell it.
Indy. Oh, I ain't gonna sell it. This is causing too much trouble to sell. And then there to an old army buddy of mine that owes me for saving his hide in a battle, Private Rodney, and mail the pot to him.
Let me keep one of the
Whoa,
pieces.
whoa.
Yeah?
Whoa.
I was waiting for Salamander
There ain't no woe to that.
What's wrong, Salamander?
Wait. We just left the area and now we're dealing with the pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna letting the pot out of my sight.
Yeah, I'm thinking kind of more like a scene where we see all of you starting to argue about what to do with the pot in Lestrange's warehouse.
Because I was about to pause and go, wait, hold up. I'm trusting you with the key. You don't trust us with the pot?
And a van backs into the warehouse full of pizza.
It's like,
So as you guys are kind of maybe even starting a fight, trying to decide what to do with these troublesome objects, the camera goes over, kind of goes over to the side and the darkness, and then out of the darkness it comes out again in a wrecked and destroyed fairground where two red crystal legs are sticking out of the Ferris wheel or something like that, or in one of the booths, and you see Lars Holst walking away after leaving Jew in the hands of mitosis. And mitosis is kind of, what does he say? One last time?
Yeah, I just asked him why he did that to me, and if he don't answer, I just impale his head.
So the threat works, and he says to you, don't do this. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. And that's where we're gonna cut it.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome.
So, guys, I had a great time.
Oh, absolutely.
Sweet.
Definitely.
I'm glad we
Sorry,
started a little bit later so I could make it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I said if I caught on fire and I had to deal with the volcano, so it was close enough.
Fair enough. I had a good time. I'm glad the plan sort of worked, even though I was like, I can't believe I'm having to run away all the time. But I've got to get them in a moment where we can get them both together, because I don't think we can fight them because they seem really nails.
Yeah, if you really had to fight these guys, it would it would get nasty. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for playing this series. I had a great time,
Yes, indeed. It was a lot of fun.
and we'll see you soon in the next City of Mist demo game.
Very good.
All right.